favor the bind in this one, but after seeing TL really struggle versus EG on that map and NRG being excellent with that Harbor Viper comp, that's not a surprise.
And it's also something that in EMEA we don't see, we're not used to that. They rely on that preparation. Remember that NRG had 1 day off to actually watch that match and take out a lot of it. For Team Liquid that were playing yesterday, they need to survive today.
Yeah, and I like this Ascent pick too, Mimi. This is much better from Liquid.
Yeah, I also do love that NRG are getting rid of that Lotus. I was not a fan of the way that they were playing that Neon composition, and that does leave us to Split, which is a map both these teams quite comfortable on.
Yeah, exactly. And thinking also about the Lotus and the Fracture that we saw the other day against Fnatic, where they decided to swap the comps, something that they're not comfortable, and they just go back to that ban.
Yeah, as you guys can see from the Prime Gaming agents, so like, these are the comps that we are going to get here today. The Viper, Harbor, of course, not a surprise.
Yeah, not a surprise. Yumpy on that breach. Soulcast with, you know, the double flashes on the side of Liquid. No Sovas to get that extra info. Nats, a player that we had expected him to go on the Killjoy way before. And Rickard keeping on that pick. I think that for the entire tournament, he has only played Omen. Of course, it's definitely his main, but it's not like, you know, duelists and players being on Jet constantly.
NRG have a 56% attack side win rate. They're really good at mid-rounding with this composition, slowing things down and finding that weaker site. So I expect Liquid to have to play retake quite a lot in this map. They have this double flash comp with the breach and the sky, but versus this Harbor Viper that has so much stall in these post plants, the question is, can they get those retakes off? They were struggling versus EG with them.
Well, this is it. Time to kick off this huge elimination match and send it over to your casters for today. It's Achilles and Paperthin.
Thank you very much, Des, for setting us up for this epic clash that we're about to witness. NA versus EMEA, Liquid versus NRG, both teams fighting for survival. The loser goes home. The winner stays to fight another day.
This should be a really exciting match. Two very good teams, two very smart teams, two teams with a ton of history in this game. You expect this to be very back and forth. You expect this to really go the distance. We've seen Haven already from both of these teams, as that's where we're going to kick things off. You know, NRG dominated DRX the last time we saw them. Haven did fall to EDG on this map as well, but they've done well in other circumstances. So I'm really curious to see here exactly what this is going to look like, what the adaptations are going to be. NRG didn't really have to show much when they played it versus DRX. Let's just be honest. They stomped them. It was the worst performance DRX ever had on that map, and you have to give tons of credit to the way that NRG was just reading them, holding them, and of course that beautiful flank from Artis at the very end to cap things off.
Yeah, really feels like this one's going to put a lot of extra pressure on the IGLs. Redgar, Finesse, two guys that have been around the block that have those accolades right there pinned to their shirts, but now we'll see who can outdo the other. Redgar for now just going to be Jiggle over here. Shots go his way, and he will get tagged down to 74. Some good early damage here from NRG. Not the punishment. They are going to go ahead and continue creeping up.
Yeah, the early toxic screen on the other side of the map gave him a little bit of breathing room over here, but quickly the rotations are coming through for Team Liquid. You can see NRG, they are not a team that often just kind of picks a side and just goes for it. They are going to take their time and readjust here. Spike was in hand for Finesse, and they are going back to the other side now, having that toxic screen available, having drawn out these rotations, but safe, sneaking underneath the window, potentially undetected. It is currently being watched a bit by Sam, but now full attention here. Trailblazer, I don't know if they spotted anything. No, toxic screen is up, so yeah, the Trailblazer didn't see this, but a great adjustment here from Team Liquid. They've already shifted back over to the A site.
Safe on this lurk. Could be everything. He pulls the trigger, not going for the disciplined play. Backs off, is happy with just the opening pick to go ahead and give them the man advantage. Trailblazer out now from NRG. Look at who advance forward. Yuppie, however, sets up for the front line, gets the stun across, and Artis gets taken out. Now scrambling, deciding what to do with just 24 seconds remaining in the round here. Looks like NRG just trying to creep their way back up. Two Sheriffs. Ghost in hand, single flash remaining. Soulcast trying to pop flash on the flank. Soulcast not eating that full blind, but now Yuppie goes in with one of his own, but he can't let him the shots. That's being able to find one, but Nats gets two. And Liquid will be able to take a pistol round for themselves.
And this is the kind of play that worked really well for Team Liquid against EDG, is setting up for these counter lurks, setting up for these quick trap plays. And I love the way Safe does this. He just gets one and done and backs out. And then it's the util dump on the execute. NRG has not much choice in the situation. They're boxed in basically. Nice, yeah, Safe does leave. They maybe had the opportunity to re-rotate, but they don't know exactly what's going on in that space of the map. They've kind of given up control of mid. And so they were kind of forced into a situation, played right into Team Liquid's hands. A really good start for them here on this defender side. Now Safe just gets right up on the box. Hawk confirm some presence there, but another counter flash to back him off.
Yep, had been able to spot him. Makes his exit, doesn't take any damage. In the meantime, Lurk up, coming outside of B. Footsteps going to be heard on that rotation here as Victor gains some information for the squad. Smoke goes across though, Redgar not wanting him to get free access to the site.
But you've got a couple Sheriffs and a Frenzy here for NRG, so definitely could do some damage. Nat's waiting right around the corner for Crashies.
Looks like he's trying to play anti-flash here. Crashies not having one for another 10 seconds, but without it, certainly doesn't want to press forward into the garage. Redgar lined up, does find Artis. That shot not necessary. For a little bit more, can't quite get that readjustment, but now it's going to be sending the Paranoia through. That should clip 1 to 3 players. Victor now in a bad spot as the Nano Swarms, as well as the Aftershock come flying in. He gets taken down. Suddenly, it's just Finesse left. Spike just in front of B. That's seemingly getting the read that he's going to be creeping into this position. They will be able to take it down. A flawless, both in that no one died, but also that no one took damage on the side of Liquid, so the armor doesn't even need to be repurchased.
Yeah, you can't read it any better than this for Team Liquid. The positioning here for Redgar, yeah, he doesn't find the second shot, but the util is right there to back him up. Great reaction with the Paranoia, the Nano Swarms out front, the Aftershock as well, to really just obliterate NRG there at the front. And an attempted lurk from FNS is read very well by Nats, and this is when Team Liquid's at their best, when they're reading the map really well, when Nats is kind of on those counter lurks, doing a really good job keeping track of the positioning.
I thought Redgar may be going for a timing shot, but instead it's way out in front is Nats. Manages to find one for his troubles, but it's going to be the C side completely broken down. Fast rotate from Yampi does arrive, throws out the Aftershock as well as the fault line, try to buy some time. Holds them at bay for the moment. Flash in hand, the Vandal certainly can do some damage. It's all of energy. Continued to creep forward. First one spotted, the headshot. Found, looks for the second, puts some damage down on the Salman Artist, but cannot get those kills confirmed. Gives the 2 remaining players here for Liquid a fighting chance. Safe still trying to creep his way around the back flank. The turret there to spot him.
Yeah, this is a pretty good setup right now for Team Liquid to maybe do some more damage. 2 Bulldogs, flank angles. They know they've got him pretty well pinned in. The really only question for them is going to be Garage.
Bit of a botch there on that Cloudburst, trying to block off the turret. His presence obscured, but they spot him, and he's not going to be able to find anything else. So overall, 3 members left standing here. NRG go ahead and pick up the 3rd round of the half.
Yeah, this is a really nice call here from NRG, but I like the way that Team Liquid sets up for this. With Nats right up front, Redgar still backing up with that Marshall. Some potential there to do some damage, and they get it 1. And then you have Yampi hiding right around the corner there. He's undetected by the flash that NRG uses, and he's able to pick up another, almost gets a second. So really, Team Liquid, I feel like, has a pretty good read here so far on this defender side, but the same toxic screen going to be going up here for NRG. Kind of playing off of it a little bit to the other side of the map, but maybe this time they want to get a little bit faster. They're going to use that the snake bite to really keep Sewers at bay, but immediately Redgar starts pushing space.
Just getting himself tucked away. Is being watched, but Finesse watching the right side, doesn't know that he's gotten across. Now turns the sights over towards Long. No, they cut back. Redgar swing on the corner, managing to find 1, takes the Viper out of the equation. Victor now, 1 off that lockdown. Dash forward, Artist gets himself into the side, Soulcast in a bad spot. Oh, what a quick turn, finds Yampi as he arrives, and some will flush out the sky. Soulcast dead and safe with the operator. Now needs to save, so this is going to be tying us up at 2-2. Fairly clean here from the side of NRG.
I really like the way they approach this. Just kind of obfuscating a lot of their early movement, and then once they decide to hit the site, everything's covered here pretty well. Artist with just a beautiful reaction, but it's that Trailblazer from Crashies to confirm the presence of somebody over towards Short A, and they're able to just deal effectively with the 2 remaining players on site. I mean, Redgar did what he could there, stuck in kind of an awkward position, trying to use that toxic screen against NRG to isolate some fights, but there were 2 there. He couldn't quite find the second, so NRG doing very, very well. Safe going to be able to keep that operator going over into the next round. Now let's see how Team Liquid wants to readjust here. Just kind of some good opportunities for NRG, but just really good utility usage. Get themselves onto that site. Really gave them an advantage there in that round. Money here just a little bit weak for Team Liquid, so some Sheriffs are going to be coming through. A Ghost here for Yampi. Now you're one away from a couple big ults for NRG. The lockdown one away. The reckoning one away. So you've got some opportunity. Yampi one away from his Rolling Thunder as well. So let's see if there's some play for the alt orb here over at Long A. I can see Yampi pinging it out. Maybe Team Liquid wants to get themselves set up to gather in here and grab it. Indeed, right off the rip, they are going to get that Rolling Thunder. Big retake utility here for Team Liquid, and they are just mostly peeling off of A. Just going to rely on Safe here with that operator to be a steady hand there to lock it down.
Some shifting over. What's the A side of the map as Redguard gets a little connection there against Some. It's a bit of damage, but with the Sky on the opposite side, the heals will come through, so he'll be just fine. Safe would love for them to filter in towards him. And Artis is just a couple steps away from making it happen, and he swings right in. Safe manages to react in time. Finds the opening kill. That's the entry gone, but the entry continues as NRG turn their sights over here towards C. Yampi clearly thinking about sending the Rolling Thunder, decides not to go for it quite just yet, and that's that carryover Phantom, puts it to good use, finding an additional pick. Now the Rolling Thunder gonna be going in, Som completely caught, and oh man, didn't even need to do that, but just for style points, we'll get the headshot as Som's midair. Cleanup comes through, and it seems like TL should be able to turn this one on its head despite that weapon disadvantage.
It's just a great read here from Team Liquid. NRG tries to pull the trigger right off the rip. Finesse looking on the angle. Nope, Nax is going to change elevation and get the headshot in the finish. A flawless round for Team Liquid, but just brilliant the way they read this map. They get the initial duel, and even though it is the duelist, it is that jet player and Artis that you take down, they still have a great read that this is likely just a fake here from NRG. And they've got everybody ready over on the C side. And I love the patience from Yampi to hang on to that Rolling Thunder until a lot of that smoke utility comes down and they're able to punish the players that are stuck there in the long C. Really good stuff here from Team Liquid.
Yep. NRG, though, still enough money to go ahead and get a buy going forward into this round. Flash out. Safe just waiting to see if there's going to be a bit of a swing off of that turret. So we'll just take it down. Now the Reckoning going to be coming through. Redguard TPing into the backside, trying to keep himself safe. Doesn't want to get stunned up, but Wiley, they have to concede this one so the plant can come through. And now Victor. Yep, it's just going to be the counter lockdown coming into play, but Yampi gets the timing, just swinging through over there at Garage. The alarm bot, start of the rush forward. You want to really try to break this one down. You spot him, but that lockdown is still going through. The double detain just right in front of each other. Soulcast now sprinting in, but Safe is going to be taken out. He knows that there's one on the backside of the box, and somehow, he recovers his weapon. He gets the kill, and Soulcast, he misses out on the opportunity at least to do a bit more damage.
A little bit of a wild one there as both, especially Team Liquid here really wanted to get aggressive onto this lockdown and shut it down, but NRG was just stacked all around it, kind of anticipating the pressure that was going to be coming towards their lockdown. And so they just handle it very, very nicely. That double stack right on the site.
Hello.
A double stack on the site, though, really able to kind of keep that lockdown safe, just body blocking it essentially. And now Safe going to be backed off here. NRG recognizing the position that Safe has been wanting to play with this operator, using some of their early mollies to buy a little bit of extra space, try to inch their way in towards A here. But no heavy lean just yet from Team Liquid. Another flash. Doesn't give you too much information here. Looking to see when maybe that Trailblazer comes out. Some of that heavy.
Safe. Rotated across, took its sights away from Sewer. Now just looking over here at Long. Any of these kills, honestly, is a high-value target. Just gonna look to push up the back of the Aftershock. The flash there, the first shot connects. Soulcast finding one. Follow-up shot from Safe, gonna go a little bit wide. But it's a 2-for-1. It's a monster straight up here for the side of Team Liquid. Look to try to shove NRG away from this A site. Shove away they shall. Still looking like he wants to go for maybe a bit of a late lurk, try to wrap around in behind them should they be able to get the spike planted over towards B. Redguard just checking out over towards C. Long, not going to be seeing anything, and now the wall's coming up. They should have a good idea that, yeah, this is going to be happening over the B side. Finesse still trying to creep in, but Yampi's read this. Just waits perfectly, shuts it down, and now it's a 4v2 for the retake. Finding one, but now he's on his lonesome. Nats will clean him up. That's going to be TL regaining a lead for themselves with a swift little retake here on the B site.
Again, it's just counter lurks for Team Liquid. They have a really good read on the way that NRG is trying to set up some of these attacks. Using one player or another, whether it be Artist previously. This time around, it's FNS to try to sell a fake while they shift to another site, but they're doing a great job getting information here. That push out on the long A early gives them confirmation. There's a lot of players there. Safe is able to get out safely. That forces NRG back. Then you're going to use the Redgar ult to check to see, to make sure they haven't fast rotated over to that direction. At that point, they know it's going B. They leave one player to watch for that lurk over towards A, and everything's accounted for here. Every base is checked by Team Liquid in that lobby.
Yeah, and that's just fantastic to see because we were kind of spotting in the series versus EG, Liquid were a little bit less cognizant, or, as far as those rotations that could come through, those flanks, those little lurks, and they were getting caught off guard by it. So it seems like they've definitely drilled that a little bit more since that set, and they have a very good read on how NRG wants to pilot this map. That's a great way to kick things off. Obviously, still very close, 4-3. They're forcing this timeout already out from NRG. Chet wants to try to right this ship, get them back into this, and still come out with a dominant half on the attack.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it's important here for NRG to do a lot of damage on this attacker side because Team Liquid's attacker side has been pretty solid for them. Even against EG, they were able to get 5 rounds in a very, close half on that side. But of course, after that, it was a little bit of a different affair for Team Liquid against EDG. But against EDG, they were also very good on their attacker side. So really, here for NRG, this is a great timeout. This is a great time to stabilize, see if you can string 2 or 3 rounds together and make this a much closer map going into the second half. But right now, this Team Liquid looks like the one we saw against EDG. It looks like they've got a good read on their opponents. They understand where the lurks, where the pressure is going to be coming from. And in particular, it's the information gathering here for Team Liquid, the space that they're able to identify.
Really want control of long. Bite and the Swarm being committed to that one. Opens up for the push. No one in the site. This plan can come through, and just given that the pit is available, Finesse should be able to just set that one up, which makes the retake that much more difficult. Now it's going to be popped on the opposite side. Artist getting a bit of damage there from that Nanoswarm that was lobbed in. Seeker's now going to be let loose as well. Crashies wanting to try to scout them out, see if there's any of those flank angles coming in. The approach from behind going to be noted, though, as that Trailblazer goes forward from Yampi. Up over the top, double updraft. Safe, looking for something. Not going to be noting anyone, as Nats up in heaven, managing to find a kill. Crashy's taken down, but he takes a decent amount of spam in trade. Tries to drop down. Doesn't eat that flash, however, from his teammate. Redgar spamming out. Finesse going to be finding 2, but now the pit's going to be dropped, and in the blink of an eye, everybody on the side of NRG disappears, and this timeout does not pay off. This pit does not work. TL manages to just overwhelm them.
And that could be an absolute backbreaker on this map for NRG because they had so many ults invested in that round. The Seekers and the Pit used.
And the Bladestorm.
And the Bladestorm. 3 huge ults coming through there. Team Liquid playing retake on A the whole time off the rip of this. And even though the Seekers confirmed presence up into heaven, I thought maybe Artist with that Bladestorm might try to updraft and get into there to clear the space, but he never ended up doing it. He just held.
That's what I want to see,
with the
boys.
way that they're able to just collapse on the map, everybody just coming through just starts spraying into there. And yeah, FNS is good for a couple in that pit, but the overwhelming presence and the timing from Team Liquid, everybody coming in at the same time on the same page, just really fantastic stuff.
That kicks him back once again. 2 Sheriffs, 2 Frenzies, and Artist with the hero rifle, and he's the first one to fall. Nats has just been an absolute monster. 11-3-2 on this map, where he's had some quieter performances thus far in the tournament. He's right out front this time. Clearly hungry for blood. Looking to rotate across, a couple shots flying. Safe, just getting to the opposite side of the wall. Flash going in behind him. Oh my God, he just dips back behind it, dodges out of the confirmation, and takes down Victor. They're looking for information, they find nothing. Finesse, however, on the opposite side of the map, gets a headshot, can go ahead and recover that weapon. Yampi's desperately trying to stop him, and he actually has.
That's a great flash. Yep. That is an absolutely great flash.
Says if you want to go grab that one, you're not going to be able to see what you're picking up. Fault line now, a blind attempt to try to find something, but as they swing out onto the site, it's going to put him down to 5 HP, and now it's just in such a rough spot. The full flash comes in, Yampi swings the corner, takes him down. Crashies will recover. the hero rifle, but can he put it to use is the question. He's trying to win out against Yuppie, and he cannot. A 3K here for Team Liquid's Breach, and now it's 6-3. With 3 more rounds to be played out, Liquid starting to run away with this map.
And certainly it is an eco for NRG, but everybody playing off their utility really well here for Team Liquid. I mean, Nat's off the turret, Yuppie there with his stuns and flashes, doing a great job keeping FNS at bay, and just that's just quality stuff from Team Liquid. And now NRG, they have the Reckoning available, but you've got that Rolling Thunder and the Seekers here for Team Liquid. You can play a little bit of counter here. Now the op shifting over in towards C, a cascade to try to keep the approach here blocked off. Flash doesn't get through on the other side, so
Yeah,
here comes that Reckoning.
Deep enough. Reckoning does go out safe, avoiding it, sees the dash in, and Som takes his head off, not allowing that off to find value. The site now taken by NRG. Rolling Thunder at the ready though, just waiting. The plant does come through. Crashy stuck inside of the cove. The push starts coming in. Artist on the backside, managing to find one. Cloudburst goes down. He'll find a second one. Vanessa getting a third. Now is the finisher as Yuppie will be the last one to fall. It interrupted the plant, but the plant not necessary. They'll get it in the back end for a little bit of extra bonus cash, but NRG fight back. They keep themselves in this. Keep the potential alive for a 6-6 scoreline in the half.
And the timing just a little bit off here for Safe as he tries to adjust back over to Plat. That allows Artist to get in and kind of gives Som the ability to cover that Plat angle pretty cleanly. And Safe can't readjust in time. And then the preparation here, the expectation of these ults, of this utility coming through, a Paranoia towards the back of Plat, the Rolling Thunder across the rest of the site, mostly dodged by NRG, and then Artist is able to step right around the side. Looks like it might be a similar start to the round here for NRG. Let's see if they want to commit. Trailblazer leads me to believe they want to.
I mean, double op setup here from Liquid, not something we see too much of. And that's wanting to find a pick, but they have to just go ahead and evacuate the site once again. NRG will be able to press forward, get this plant ready to go, but Nats has the lockdown. Seems like he wants to wait, use it on the back end, and now drops it through. Coven, no way to break this. They have to push back. And the Artist gonna get caught up in the crossfire there as he tries to exit. Yuppie finding the pick, sends out that aftershock, swings to the corner, looks for Victor, only puts him down to 80, loses his life. How about the spike now? The spam can begin. Looking for a bit of a body block. Safe gets Som. They're running out of members here on the side of NRG, but the defuse is already completed. Safe gets himself a second one, and Crashy's trying to tuck into the corner. Will manage to take one down, gets a second for his trouble. But as we go into the last round of the half, it is Team Liquid now up by 3, looking for that 8-4.
I like the idea here from NRG because they've been pushing the tempo, they've been pushing the pace, but this time with the double ops, a little bit more patience here as well from the side of Team Liquid, knowing they have that lockdown available. They can play a safer retake, and Yuppie with yet another great timing here. Catches Artist just at the end as he's trying to escape that lockdown. And then they've got an NRG completely pinned in on the other site. Some utility early here to show some presence towards A, but Team Liquid had shifted their weight over. Yuppie there, ready just in case. It was another fast, aggressive hit, and Nats once again playing anti-flash at the door. Turret on the other side. That Nano not gonna find Nats. It's on the back side of him. The alarm bot at the front of site here will confirm some presence towards Artist momentarily. He's gonna ping it, so they're gonna try to bait a little bit off of this. Yuppie readjusting to the other side of the smoke.
Trailblazer in, catches Yuppie up front. Soulcast there for a bit of covering fire, and he's gonna find 3. What a final shot on the Crashies. And in the blink of an eye, it is just Victor remaining. They know where he is. The lockdown thrown into the cubby. They know he's gonna be out front, but he cannot get himself into the site quite just yet. Has to wait for the time to take down the Trailblazer, chasing him. Pushes across the top, goes right past him. Victor finds one, but so much more work to do, and he can't get it done. Nats will add yet another kill to the checklist, and that is now an 8-4 half with Liquid way out in the lead.
I mean, Nats and Yuppie are just playing phenomenally right now, just causing so much chaos for NRG. And this angle that Yuppie takes on the other side of the smoke just not accounted for by Artist. And even though he gets stunned up, he's still able to hit the shots. Just incredible stuff here from Team Liquid. Just brilliantly read a lot of these rounds.
Yeah.
The double ops coming in at a crucial time there onto C. Just great decisions.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to go ahead and throw over to the desk to break down that first half.
Thank you very much, Achilles and Paperthin. What a beautiful start to this match and great half of Valorant. And Kukuka, Liquid, the reads, the synergy, everything is just going well.
Yeah, exactly. We know that Haven was kind of going to happen if they didn't decide to ban it. To me, the most important thing is the way in which they did it. I have a little telly with a very short clip that I wanted to show you guys of this round number 5. Now, here happens something that we had seen previously that Redguard was trying to do against this Viper wall that, of course, only NRG is able to be using. So I want us to roll the clip because Safe
Oscar,
is going to be
what up,
solo
brother?
handling
Yeah,
this
haven't seen you in a
situation.
minute, brother.
Now that he has this position
hope,
to which
hope all's
he
well,
can
brother.
get away from. He gets that
right?
kill and
All
just
right,
backs
good to hear,
instantly.
good to hear.
The over-rotation from
My
Team
mans.
Liquid is also based on all the information
Yeah,
that they get
same,
with
man.
the SOM utility that
just
is
been
being
coolin'.
used
I'm doing
over the
alright.
side. Now, they're having the same
No
reaction
complaints.
that Fnatic was having to NRG on Bind.
We
And
chillin', brother.
if you cannot do anything about that
But yeah, man,
harbor
cheers,
utility, you
cheers,
need to
man.
be
Hope
hyper-reactive.
all's well.
You need to go across it as soon as possible.
Oscar, yeah, we
shutting
used to
it down
we used to dominate.
so you don't
man.
have to
Holy
work
moly.
against it. The moment that the utility was coming from, and this is something recurrent during this first half, is have a reaction to it, use that utility, do not
have to
let
bring
them get
that,
the space because otherwise it's going to get
We're
shit.
gonna have to bring
And I
that
think
back for
Liquid's
sure.
proactivity in this
Dude,
half was
this
so
caster right here on the
important
left,
because,
she's the best
against these
caster in
hard
all
Viper
of
compositions,
like
if
all
you're
of esports.
playing back, playing the more default
girl's talking
setups,
right here.
and then just getting a kill, playing back to retake, that's not going to work. You need to have flanks against this Harbor Viper comp, or else you'll get full flooded from the other side. And I think Team Liquid had a great read on how to do that, and they also had a great read of how to be able to win out when actually committing to hard anchoring these sites. NRG, well, they found a solution to get around here or there. There was no consistency. And now they're in a really tough position going to the second half.
Yeah, finesse what you got, because they got to pull something out of the bag here, Paperthin and Achilles, if they want to secure this match.
Well, we'll see if they're able to do just that. But yeah, the run back needs to begin now for NRG. TL way out in the front, and that pistol
This one's like one of the more interesting ones. I just think Artist is a beast for NRG. I guess you could call me a simp. But yeah, Artist is a beast on NRG. Yeah, that's him right there, Artist. He's like an older cat, dude. He's like a couple years younger than me, so he's like older in gaming. But he pops off, dude. So yeah, I'm going NRG. What about you, Oscar? Liquid or NRG? We do have the second one is gonna be EDG and Paper Rex. Is the second match.
Redguard TPing out to safety, keeps himself safe for now. Soulcast, however, finding 3. Man just damn near doubled his kill count.
What was that?
I do not know, but it's certainly a rude awakening for NRG in the second half. Not how they want to kick things off. She's trying to push the issue. Has to go for the reload, the pop flash around the corner, tries to send it, but they're so much closer than he anticipated. Yuppie strikes him down, the plant's in, Som now with everything to do. Players low on the opposite side, but still needs to find 3. Swings out, eats the flash. Sends out that cascade tap on the spike, just again trying to bait somebody to come rushing forward. Finds Nats, doesn't take any damage. The fault line, however, connecting it, just buying more time, which he is running out of. Tries to get himself in to try to hold it to half, but Yuppie will strike him down. Liquid take another pistol round, and they're now one step closer to closing out Haven.
Just looking dominant here. I would love to see this from Soulcast's angle, because this is absolutely insane stuff from him. Gets the first, then just watch. Oh my god, he got 2 in there. Oh, what a transfer as well. Oh, nasty stuff from Soulcast.
Just enough vision of him to get the lineup and confirm the kill. Goes, oh, I don't know what that was, but goes into the round with 5, comes out with 8 kills. Now it's weapons in hand. 2 rifles for Team Liquid, not playing around here. Redguard with the signature Marshall, always goes for that one, it seems. Safe just rushing forward, trying to see if we can get any stray picks here around the B site, but then we'll just go ahead and back away. Liquid cutting some noise.
I think Liquid just looking to see if NRG is going to try an aggressive push out with this lower econ buy. Maybe think about flooding through towards window or something to see if they can get some flanks. That has worked, for teams from time to time if it's not accounted for. So that pressure early just to keep NRG at bay. But now A site wide open. Trailblazer used to confirm that short A is clear. So now Team Liquid has a site open. Nats here.
Oh, pushing up. Can't quite get that second. So Spectre will be recovered, but he does a hell of a lot of damage here. And with Crashy's gone, that means they cannot heal this up. So Victor at 33, Som at 64. In the meantime, The rest of Liquid push their way up into this A site. Spike now planted.
Patience pays off there for NRG. They're able to get Nats in a 1v1, upgrade a gun. See if Victor can put it to good use. He's already pretty beat up, and he's watching the flank, looking for another counterler from Team Liquid. As right now, it doesn't seem like they are really keen on making this retake attempt go just yet. Let's see the back of that high tide. Yeah, I think they're just gonna let the spike do its thing here, potentially.
That does seem like it. I know that they're in a fairly dire situation. But Liquid, they want to go for the push. They want to try to find some of these kills. Artis, however, striking one down with a frenzy, but then falls some. We'll get another with the Sheriff shots coming across, and now we'll just tuck away in heaven and wait for the spike to take him. Doesn't give over any extra charge, and had he been able to do so, I mean, it could have been Soulcast scooping that kill, then having the Seekers online going into this third round of the half, which would have been fairly catastrophic for them, but it's still catastrophic. NRG, 4 rounds. This needs to be the turning point. They need to take this rifle round.
No doubt about it. And now they're starting to get themselves situated. A couple nanos over towards B, potentially expecting some kind of pressure towards the B site. You see this all the time on the bonus rounds. Teams are going to want to go for that. But 3 rifles going to be in the hands of Liquid. Stinger and a Ghost to back it up. Spike being carried, everybody but Nats over here on the C site. It's been left basically open. FNS just towards spawn. And yeah, this is a free plant here so far. Oh, the retake's flooding in though.
Yeah, they're starting to rush forward. Some trying to get himself into the site. Vanessa, however, going to be able to find one. As Safe gets taken down. Radigar swinging around the backside, gets struck out as well. Just trying to play with an unexpected tempo and aggression, but they managed to shut him down. Assam holds the angle across into garage, and suddenly it is only Nats remaining. Tap onto the spike. Spotting one, but there's just so much to deal with. It would need to be an ace at this range with a Ghost in hand. So NRG will be able to take this round after all, it would seem. Handle thrown down, Artis gonna start rushing forward. Flash goes out, tries to turn away from it, but as he looks back, Artis is there, ready to claim him, and claim him he does. Round goes the way of NRG. That could be the start. There's still bank that needs to be chewed through on the side of Liquid, and it needs to be a monstrous win streak from here on out for NRG if they want to take this.
I love this timing. All the smokes are up there for them to flood in to the back of site to get set up for this retake at an unexpected timing. Team Liquid really not fully prepared for it to be that fast with how kind of free that site was. And NRG with a great timing, great response here. Able to just close on in, finish the job. A little bit of utility exchanged here. Fault line on the side. Crashy's gonna let loose with the Trailblazer. Gonna spot 2. Artis forced out of the corner. Doesn't take any damage, dealing just a little bit to Safe in exchange. High Tide's gonna go up here for the side of NRG to try to keep control of this space at A. And right now, Team Liquid just gonna use this opportunity to regroup and rethink.
And obviously presence noted here. They know that Sama's gonna be playing around this A site, so it seems like, given the Reckoning being online for him, Liquid want to turn away from it. Push up, Yuppie on the corner. Oh no, the timing! It's just absolutely brutal, but perfect for Crashies. This catches him in the back of the head. Turret gonna be cleared out as they turn their sights now over to the B site here. Reckoning does go across. Victor noted, but the Reckoning is helping to save him. No one can get in on top of him, so instead Liquid have to try to pivot now, moving their way over towards C. Seekers gonna be going through, dash forward, Safe clears out the rest of the site for him as Nats gets situated in garage. Multiple people though looking to spray him out. Gets that, and Nats cuts them down. A 4K in the blink of an eye. What a reaction! Catches some midair and then just says 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, this is absolutely insane. The first player jumps and somehow he gets the aim to come back down.
30 seconds left.
Look at this.
Absolutely unbelievable.
He catches one before he's transferring
over.
over.
On the Artist, then the pivot to Victor. And yeah, Yampi cannot believe what he just witnessed. Nats, an absolute stone cold killer today. 19, 8, and 4. And yeah, NRG using a timeout, and I do not blame them.
I just love that. First of all, I was thinking in that situation, I'm like, please, Nats, don't don't swing this corner. Just hold this angle. Just play this out. And I think you'll get 1, maybe 2 out of it, but he got 4.
Oh, Nats held the door.
He absolutely held the door. That was, oh my goodness.
An unbelievable shutdown. No real chance after that of having, you know, any attempt at that retake.
No.
They all just go rushing in the garage. Didn't set a single foot on site.
And Team Liquid plays it fine, right? You got the first player jumping in to try to break that crosshair of Nats, and then the follow-up player is, you know, not too far behind, but Nats was just better. That's just, he's just feeling it today. That's all there is to it, and sometimes you just can't do anything about it. And credit to Team Liquid, I thought they played that round pretty well with the way that they waited out that reckoning. They got a lot of utility expended towards the B site. They got the nanos, the poison cloud as well, but still.
Yeah, the pivots they were making, perfectly fine. Nats just gets in that anchor position. Now, though, NRG needing to stop this from getting the map point. It's a double stack here in the garage. The Trailblazer going forward, gets cleared out very quickly. Victor forced back and saved, gets the read. Swings in, finds him, finds Victor to boot. 2 kill for him as Sam tries to get around the backside, but the turret alerts him of his presence, and now it is being watched by Nats. Operating in the hands of Artis. Trying to go for this retake, already tagged down, just blind spray through, but seems like Ping coming across on the back of the Trailblazer, manages to find a second.
You should run.
Blades are at the ready, but Nats is all right. We drop this lockdown in. So they want to go for the push, they want to try to break this down. Sam does come in, up from mid, finds it, gets the headshot through. Nats gonna be taken down, a 3v2, the time ticking away. Heals out from crashings, puts Nats back to, or Artis back to full, and Artis finds a 3rd kill. Just on Redguard now, the IGL, the smoke is up. The fuse held to half. Reads that he's gonna be over at Lumber, finds one, but needs to push into the cove, and Crashies is waiting for him, bodyguarding. The defuse can come in with just a couple seconds to spare. The off will be recovered, and NRG keep themselves afloat.
Oh, such a good start here for Team Liquid. They read this trap play in garage so well off the utility placement. You know, the alarm bot a little bit further forward there. And Safe just reads it, then gets the follow-up through the smoke. And it looks like it's just gonna be Team Liquid just potentially rolling through this, but Artis coming up big with that op, finding those 2 kills.
Being able to get that shot through the smoke.
Yes.
Off the back of teammate Util. Absolutely paramount. As Crashy's just pushing up, does grab that orb. Seeker's now online. Gonna be the Trailblazer first, they just blind spray it down, so. The only info gathered is that there's at least 2 people here with rifles. Which probably could have sussed out anyway.
I think they're trying to get a little bit of space for Save.
Oh, looking to go up over the top. Dashes over towards Sewer. Sam, however, does manage to find him, but Crashies also falls at the end. It's now Artis in such a rough position. The spike getting ready to be brought up into the site. What can he do from here? It was a monstrous round from him in the last. Racked up a 1/3 of his total kills. They're on the C site. Will be able to find Nats. That puts the spike down in a bad spot. Redgar does get picked. Victor with a great long flank, finding one. Artis now just trying to avoid getting shot. He's a little bit of damage, but spike will be recovered. Soulcast fakes a tap on the plant. Drifting out though over towards the link, but Victor is ready for it. Swing out, no. Went to look away from the flash. Yumpy gets the timing. Vanessa now up in heaven, finds one for his trouble, leaving Soulcast now all on his lonesome versus Artis. The blades are pulled. Artis rushing up into B. Soulcast, where does he want to go? So I'll look back towards A, which is where Artis is drifting right now, so it seems like Soulcast did choose wisely. Can get this plant down.
Both players kind of double bumping there a little bit, just trying to figure out where the other really went. A flash even to confirm from Soulcast if Artis had remained at short A. Was not there. So able to find the right timing to get all the way over.
Oh, they're going to be in garage. They're drifting forward, and Artis has the headshot. Bails him out, spike's right there. Up already in hand as well, so will carry over into the next one. NRG, they keep themselves in this. 4 more to go to tie it up.
This one's a little bit messy. I think Team Liquid here trying to use their Trailblazer early to try to kind of fake that they're faking. I really think that they were trying to convince Team Liquid here with this slower approach on the back of it, that they weren't going to commit to it, seeing if they could catch them off guard. But Artis just unaccounted for over in short A, causes huge problems. With Victor carrying that spike in, nobody's really accounting for the fact that someone was still down there, could have been down there. And they pay the price for it. So a couple really good rounds here for Artis, and if he starts to come online, then things get real scary for Team Liquid.
Pit invested off the rip. Finesse just looking to cut off Sewers. Make that unassailable. Som drifting forward, doesn't take too much damage for his trouble as Artis goes for the off peak. Shot goes a little bit wide. Just noting presence. TL though, looking to try to gain control here in Garage. Nanoswarm waiting for him. They try to go through that connector into C site as Artis starts to swing out for the peak, but safe takes his head off. Up now on the floor, and Safe looks like he wants to really push the issue here. Has that dash at the ready. Trailblazer, he's going to play off the back end of this one. Cleared out by Victor, but now the Rolling Thunder cuts across. He manages to clear the corner as Crashy gets in behind, but Nats finds two. Some taken out as well. This Nats has just been an absolute demon, and he's going to find a third. Victor put down, it's just Finesse. We'll be able to find one. It would need to be an ace clutch to stop Liquid from getting to map point.
This is near impossible for Finesse. Has to go through so many layers of Team Liquid, but great patience here early from Safe. Taking Artis down, and then the pressure there to clear Victor out of C-Site. Investing that Rolling Thunder, getting that Killjoy utility basically nullified. And then they're able to get down in there, and just Nats just so deadly around that garage area. Usually you think about him on that defender side of the map, but here on the attacker side as well. Just so smart, head on a swivel. The guy is just unbelievably aware and playing, of course, out of his mind here today.
Well, it looks like they will show a bit of mercy, not go pushing, not go hunting to try to take that rifle out of his hands. And we'll be able to retain that at the very least. Still a major loss here for the side of NRG. That pit now down. All of the weapons lost, and the buy certainly looks rough. Coming into what could very well be the final round of this map. Guardian, 2 Stingers, Vandal, and a Phantom. Not much more pressure on Crashies as well as Finesse to deliver.
Seeing some deep pings coming out towards C for the side of Team Liquid. Orb gonna be grabbed here, get the Reckoning for Som. So now you've got 2 really big ults available for retake.
Dog spotting one, Red Guard TPing up top. Let's get taken out, but Safe trades it very quickly. Finesse now gonna be eliminated. Safe still in the back of sight. The spike gonna be dropped down for the moment. Given that it's not planted and the lockdown is rolling. You gotta, oh, what in the hell is Safe doing? Catches into the back, doesn't grab the spike, and now cannot exit. Crashies finds that kill. Soulcast gonna be burned down as well. That leaves just Yampi on his lonesome in a 1v2. The spike completely out in the middle of nowhere. See how he tries to pilot this one. Maybe just trying to info bait there with the audio. Rushes back, the double face, however. And they find the kills, and NRG, they pick up another round.
I'm not sure what happened there with Safe. He just couldn't quite get that spike to come back into his hands. It looked like maybe he just didn't quite walk over it. A good hold here from NRG.
Maybe there was a bit of a gap in the back of the site that he thought he could get himself into to avoid the lockdown, but then didn't go far enough and then tried to just break line of sight and then get caught either way.
Well, he walked over towards it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I think all in all, probably just getting a bit frazzled, and that might be why we're seeing this timeout right now. Liquid, they want to be able to close this, so Emil goes ahead, pumps the brakes, just wants to calm everybody down. So you know what? It's all good. We still have this. We have them at that point. Just don't let them get 4 more rounds. It's as easy as that.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. Yep. Nothing too difficult.
Super simple.
But it's really important here for NRG. They're able to keep that Reckoning over into the next round. Now you have the lockdown available. Seekers as well for Soulcast. The money here, not really gonna play a huge factor just yet. NRG just has to string a couple together to maybe do some damage to Team Liquid's economy. So certainly, what is Emil going to draw up here for Team Liquid? What are they going to want to do coming out of this heavy stack? Potentially towards A, we'll see. A lot of attention being played towards C recently. The big brain, absolutely, he does have a huge brain. That brain does a lot of heavy lifting.
It's working overtime at the moment. You see Finesse up at the top of the standings there, 14, 16, and 5. So.
It's leg day for that brain.
Yeah. As Artist just going for some blind spray, and he's going to come away with save. A fantastic kill to find right off the rip. Entry power knocked down very early on. So Artist will also just get up back up to 100.
Just almost feels like an ego duel there. Just like we're just going to try to vandal each other through the smoke so you can find the angle first.
I mean, this is the map that we saw Artist come alive on. He was the one, it was the finisher to get them across the line versus DRX to go ahead and put that map behind them. Bit of a quieter start for him here, but things like that, those are the kind of plays you expect and that you want to see out of Artist.
Yeah, let's see what kind of attention Redgar is able to garner. Maybe he can find a pick off of this potential. Looks like a shift back towards A or B. That turret there to kind of keep track. A smoke, kind of keep Finesse at bay. The Trailblazer as well. Again, trying to sell attention towards the other half, and then they're going to just rotate into it here. Redgar, an important duel coming up.
Finesse is so close by, though. So yeah, Redgar will get taken down, and now it's just going to be a rush out from NRG, exiting the A site, looking to get in behind Liquid over at B. Push forward, Victor still anchoring in the back of sight. Finds Soulcast. Now it's just Matt's on his lonesome, gets one. And then there's just too much pressure, too many angles to try to look at, so he will fall. NRG, keep it going. 2 rounds strung together now, with 3 more to go to take us into an overtime here at map number 1.
And Team Liquid's really trying to spread the map, really trying to keep NRG guessing, but NRG's doing a really good job of just holding their ground, not falling for any baits or any attempted shift of weight from the side of Team Liquid. Just really impressed with this stabilization that NRG has had. Of course, it helps when Artist starts popping off, starts hitting shots through smokes. But really, in general, this is more just NRG just reading the map really, really well here to start. Now Artist is going to change it up a little bit, going to start pushing space early. Trailblazer even invested there, and now they know that A is wide open. They can start setting up these defenses here.
Could still be tucked back around a window or so. So Artist doesn't want to really overstep. Victor has to back away as the Seekers come flying forward. Safe trying to entry. It's a bit of damage there from that Nano. As the Paranoia goes across in the back of sight, but the wall will keep them protected. So Finesse gets tucked away. Lockdown now going to be used. The Reckoning, though, to try to slow them up on this approach. Now will expire. And they can start moving forward. Finesse, though, he's got just a bit of a window to try to work with where he is not in. And oh, man, gets that final shot across in the garage to take down Soulcast, but Redgar trades him out. Spike plant coming in. The flash. Victor, so many targets to choose from. He's going to be able to find 2 of them. Eventually falls to Redgar's hand, who now gets taken up by Crashies. That leaves Safe with no health and no hope. Cut down, and NRG continue to run it back.
Awesome stuff here from NRG. Taking control of that space at A gives them so much more ability to be prepared, to be proactive on that C side. The Reckoning comes out, and yeah, Team Liquid tries to counter it with the lockdown, but NRG's a step ahead. They're able to nestle 2 people into that back plat corner. And then it's just Crashies the rest of the way, sets up with a beautiful flash ahead, and then steps in to get the last 2 kills. Phenomenal stuff from the sky for NRG.
And the bank has been broken. A Guardian for Nats, Redgar opting for some Bucky gaming.
Now I feel like I'm back in Pacific.
Yeah. This feels like I'm right at home. And Knives, of course, going to be popped by Safe as well.
Here.
As Liquid, can they stop NRG from getting within touching distance, getting to just 1 round away? Because right now, the momentum is completely out of their sails. Even the timeout not doing them any good. Trailblazer gaining quite a bit of info for them. The presence in mid, the Bucky in hand. Good info to have as the Seekers go flying here from Crashies. Spike gonna be planted. Safe tagged a bit low though, and will get finished off some. Find the shot. Yampi with a great headshot though. Takes out Victor. As Redgar goes TPing forward, drops the Bucky, grabs the Phantom. Flash catches him fully in the face, but the swing's not coming through, and now he's gonna look to TP out. Oh, Finesse narrowly missing the window of opportunity. Instead, he's traded positions. He's now going to be over on the A-Link side. Soulcast getting full flash. Crashies puts some pressure down. The fight goes his way. Artist on the approach out from window. And Soulcast will get taken down, and the defuse comes in. Redgar unable to arrive in time to try to stop this one. Will find some for his troubles, but they cannot stop the round from going to NRG. They cannot close out the map. And NRG now just need one more to take us into OT.
This is 4 rounds in a row off the back of Team Liquid's timeout, and Team Liquid gonna have to invest their second one here to try to find a way to close this out before OT. And I really like the way Team Liquid draws this round up, but it's just a great reaction here from NRG overall. Some great shots. But the way that they leave the Killjoy utility in the back here for Team Liquid, they're watching for that Artist lurk. They're watching for a potential C lurk as well. Redgar TPing into an area. He's not able to get there in time, but I like the idea of trying to get into the flanks of NRG, but it just didn't, you just didn't quite have the firepower there to convert in that round.
And now, with a potential overtime on the horizon, it's that much more pressure here on the coaching staff of Liquid to try to get them set up for this round, because you look at the tools that are available to NRG. They have the pit, the blades from Artist, who's going to be running that operator, so he's got a solid backup, and Victor is just one away from the lockdown as well.
Yeah, I'm really glad you mentioned that. That's exactly what I was just thinking about. Like, how are you going to be preparing for this? How are you going to work around it? Let's see. I want to see what FNS really wants to do with this pit this round. Previously, he invested it right to control space on A. So is it going to be more of a reactive pit this time? You see some players kind of able to counter the lockdown potentially sometimes, or other utility, I should say, not in this case. Nats isn't even close to his lockdown, but whatever utility is available. And it looks like he is just going to pop it early onto C. So this is all about space control for NRG. And now a smoke there from Redgar, trying to keep Finesse from getting much more information. And look at this rotation.
Yeah. They're just completely rotating off, just leaving Artist up in heaven. Knives popped. You will see that guiding light. Crashies went all the way across towards C to look to reinforce that position. And this is just a slow creep up here as Liquid get ready to strike. Matt's still hovering out in mid. Fault line at the ready. Goes over towards Link. A blind shot sent through. Artist hoping for a straight connection, but Nats, he strikes. Catching some completely unawares. Crashies now gonna try to get in behind him, but there's cover. Soulcast is in window. He's keeping him honest. Victor, though, just goes on the aggressive. Manages to find him, and that gives him the lockdown, which he's now going to dump over towards the A site to look to flush them out. Soulcast still hovering. Finesse getting a decent read. Tucks away over onto the right side. Knife is out. Speaking of knives, Artist finds one off screen. Redgar gonna be taken down, and Crashies now comes in from behind, leaving Safeball and is lonesome in a 1v3. He's not gonna get the opportunity. Crashies gets him again. The defuse now rolling in, and NRG continue. They run back 5 consecutive rounds to take us into OT.
What an unbelievable run here from NRG. Just great awareness, great patience here from so many of their players. And yeah, Team Liquid, they're kind of recognizing the way that NRG wanted to set up their defense. Nats is there trying to counter Victor's lockdown. Soulcast is covering Nats for the garage push out, but they just can't execute. So Team Liquid, the things that looked so good for them, Nats, Yampi, those guys who were so clean at the beginning of this, starting to crumble a little bit here as NRG has a ton of wind underneath their sails.
That they do. Now we'll just go to the perfect parity between the squads as we enter into our first round of overtime. Let's see who is going to be able to get this one up to map point. As Liquid had so many opportunities, 5 map points dropped. Do they drop the opportunity to get there once again? Safe pushing forward, gets himself up front here in a lobby. There's an alarm bot around the corner. Flash goes behind the wall. Not noting anything, but yep, the bot certainly will. Now aware of this, NRG starts full sending it over towards the C site.
Paranoia at the ready here for Redgar. Yampi right there as well. A lot of utility.
Yep, the Nano Swarm right there on the entry. So they just wait. The wall comes up, a smoke goes down. Redgar's setting that one up now. Tailwind forward, Artist gets himself into the site, just hiding within the Cloudburst, a Cove as well. They try to escort them forward, but eventually they just have to pull back. They don't too much presence here. Over towards C, Crashies clears out an alarm bot. And now NRG just kind of scattering to the wind. Assessing, figuring out where they want to go. Yumpy push this. Flash in, Yumpy does push it out. Finds some. Crashies trades it. A 1 for 1. It's half the flash is now taken away, however, from the side of Team Liquid, and Crashies just gonna plant or at least tap on the spike, see if they can get anybody baited forward, but safe as he swings the corner, finds one. Tailwind at the ready, dashes in behind the box, throws up the Cloudburst, tries to escape, and he's able to do so as Soulcats finds Artist off screen, and now they're running out of time. Finesse gets one, the plant coming through here on a site. It's just below Hell, so the flash flies forward, and they're both just tucked into the same corner. A 3-man approach from Link, however, it's into the meat grinder. Finesse finding a third, leaving just the skies to try to duke it out. And he has no idea where he's at. Crashy stays quiet, gets the kill confirmed, and NRG now just 1 round away from stealing this from out beneath Team Liquid's feet.
And this is just a brilliant round from Finesse and NRG. Not just in terms of the fact that Finesse gets 3 kills here, but the way he's handling this map. The initial Killjoy set up here, expecting some kind of aggression out of long A. They send out a flash, it doesn't confirm, but there's a follow-up there. There's an extra layer to this onion with the alarm bot, keeps them safe. They bait out so much utility onto that C side of Kilios, everything in the kitchen sink being thrown at there. So then when they start shifting towards B and towards A, there's no utility left, really, for Team Liquid to play off of. And so that gives NRG a lot more flexibility, a lot more freedom. And then at the end, Team Liquid there, I think, kind of fumbling with their idea. I think just pushing a little bit too much to try to get ahead of that retake. I think they could have taken their time, tried to send one up into heaven, tried to kind of collapse on the different angles there, but they never identified that final player in that corner. Finesse just doing such a good job there, getting those 2 kills, but they were isolated. They were 1v1. They gave him time to reset between those two.
I mean, one player going up towards heaven, and that could all very well come tumbling down. Fortunate circumstances for the side of NRG. As we will go ahead and get ready to exit the timeout and see if they can get this job done. Chet wanting to just set them up for his defending side where they were able to bring the run back to take it into overtime. He wants to close it here with a nice 14-12 scoreline. Either way, from where we started on this map, it was looking like it was going to be a bit of a wash. Okay, GG go next. Nothing much to talk about, but boy, did the excitement certainly ramp up.
No doubt about it, and Finesse has been a huge part of it. Just a steady hand with the IGLing and an even steadier hand with this rifle. Response there with the snake bite, gonna keep safe pinned. No damage done, but presence definitely noted here.
Just go for the blind spray. Nano thrown up into window, not triggered yet. He doesn't want to destroy it unless he absolutely has to. Can't quite get away with it, away from it, I should say. This spike will get planted. Liquid, the site is theirs for the time being. For NRG, how do you retake? Multiple members still far away. Artist just now exiting a lobby. As this is buying quite a bit of time here for TL to play with. Flush in the corner, safe with a peek. Not seeing much of anything though. Shots go out, decides to pull back away. Finesse this time cannot be the hero. The Crashies, he's set up to do it. Managing to find 3, and now it's just Nats tucked away at Lumber. The Seeker let loose. Nats will be able to clear that one out. Artist left standing, he gets the headshot. He's in onto the spike, holding it for dear life, praying that he's got enough time. And it's just enough, in fact. .41 left to go as NRG will take the map 14-12.
I'm just absolutely gobsmacked here. Just what mental fortitude here from NRG to come back from just an outrageous deficit. You're absolutely right, Achilleos. I thought we were just GG go next, go to the next map, but they're able to just barely take their map pick with a tremendous defender side. And then a couple beautiful reads there into overtime, especially their attacker side. Absolutely brilliantly handled, brilliantly maneuvered. I just love watching these two teams, in particular Finesse, The way he just stays calm, collected, keeps this team under control.
Nice boys!
And we've been seeing widely from the side of Liquid that, you know, they haven't been too bothered when they are in losing positions. They still had smiles on their faces when they lost to EG just a couple days ago, when they were in that back and forth bout against EDG. They were able to stay chipper the whole way throughout. Losing in this fashion, when you have that lead, that can certainly hurt. So we'll see how they rally back. So they do have their own map pick coming up next, so that should be a bit of a boon for them as we get ready to go to Ascent. We'll see Nats in all likelihood playing that Cypher as well. But now, you know, they need to win that map. They need to win the follow-up. They need to take this all the way to 3, close it out if they want to stay in this tournament.
Yes, exactly. I mean, this is just, you know, a real test for Team Liquid. And the #1 seed coming out of EMEA. Are you going to be able to deal with these upstarts once again? I mean, they've been pressured a lot throughout this event.
Go, bro.
And here, of course, facing elimination, the pressure is at its highest.
Absolutely. Well, overcoming it, sticking in with it here is NRG. We'll see, though, if Liquid are going to be able to rally back or if they will fall, because they are still here as the #1 seed from EMEA. The pressure's on their shoulders. We're going to go to a break. We'll have the desk break down the action from map 1, and then we'll get into Ascent.
Have you ever asked yourself after a bad game, what am I missing? Or sought help from impatient friends? Or browsed desperately for answers that only bring up more questions? Your self-doubting days are over with Discovery, the first game-focused AI. Discovery is trained on the world's leading esports athletes to be your everyday personal coach. That's right, Discovery can help you improve your gameplay by giving you tips and strategies to take your game to the next level. Get started at aimlabs.com/discovery.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
Welcome back to Masters Tokyo. I'm standing by with NRG's head coach, Chet. Chet, you guys just came back in a ridiculous comeback fashion. You're down like 11-5 in the second half. Finesse just goes insane. You get to OT. What was the key to coming back in that map?
I think we had a good idea of their mid control, so we focused a lot on their mid control and trying to not give them a lot of space. And it carried from our last Haven game where we kind of had the same kind of plan. We didn't want to give them space, especially a comp that plays Breach. It's hard to give them space.
Incredible, incredible performance. Best of luck to you in the second map. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Doug. I think you could have stopped his sentence that we had a good idea, because I think that's all you need. But welcome back, Kakuka and Mimi as well. Mimi, as you said, NRG, they always find a way.
It was such an impressive second half from them. And I think to what Chet was saying about the game plan, it started with deny mid control, which meant that consistently Liquid had to go for these hard side execs. And NRG's comp is just so good at winning in these flood retakes.
Yeah, and it's not only that. I feel like NRG had a very good understanding on the timings and how they wanted to work around not playing fully for the retake and actually, you know, learning how to add some variation onto the rounds. I love that he's talking about the breach, because I think that Yumpy had a lot of impact in this game, and especially on the attack. It was thanks to him and thanks to his utility that they were able to get, you know, a couple of rounds. But that was it. NRG 2 days ago came back from an 8-4, and going back to what Finesse was saying in the interview that we showed before, is that constant everybody's given ideas to make this work.
Yeah, they absolutely are. I think this is another one of those moments where everyone is stepping up. Artis in particular, well, he didn't end with crazy statistics. He had some massive impact rounds throughout that half where he was coming up huge with the operator. And for Team Liquid, I think once their initial game plan failed, once those late side execs on extremities weren't working, it really did seem like they started to crumble. Redgar missing his smoke, giving an opportunity for Artis to come in and get kills with the op, losing out to those same ideas. It really felt like they couldn't adapt.
Yeah, exactly. You talk about Redgar. We have a couple of rounds where we see his TPs and things that he usually does. He was shut down completely, and actually NRG read into each timing so well.
Yeah, they did. Let's take a look. Speaking of Redgar, here in the AIM Lab shoot around, of course, the IGL for Team Liquid. We spoke about this already, but Kakuka, I feel like there was a bit of a diff in this game. Finesse and Chet, they were just better.
We were talking about the ideas. We were talking about the coach and the IGL being together. Emil and Redgar do not have that deep of a relationship. We're not saying that they're not friends, but it's very different than that. I love to see that he's practicing here on SM, because it's going to be the next map, and now is when they need to come back. They weren't able to come back like NRG was doing on that second half. Everything was against them, and still they managed to perform. Liquid, on the other side, did not manage to close that map. Conversations need to be had when you're in that situation, being like, guys, we literally just need one round, and they need to pause. They need to actually bring and stay together to just get one round.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm not looking at their pre-prep, what they have of counter-stratting NRG, having a specific idea of how to take them down on Ascent. It's about finding the timing to take that tactical timeout. And for Redgar and for Coach Emil to have that adaptation, to come up in the mid-game with how to counter out, because I think that is really where they fell flat here. Chet and Finesse, that duo is so good towards the end of these games of finding a read. We saw it versus CRX. We just saw it in Map 1 versus Liquid as well. It's what makes them so strong late in tournaments in the lower bracket when the counter-stratting and prep becomes a little less important.
And also in the conversion rates, you were talking about Artis, and actually his first duels were pretty detrimental, but it was not what was requested of them. And not only that, the rest of the team was able to bounce back from that 4v5 situations. Now, on all of those 4v5s are also 5v4s that Liquid are losing. They're not being able to get the value out of finding that first opener to follow up on that one.
And looking ahead to this second map of Ascent as well, I think we'll see a lot of those stories continue, where for NRG, they're likely going to be playing into a lot of these retakes. They're going to be putting an emphasis on denying that mid control, getting Artis active with the operator to force Liquid into these site execs when they're on that defensive side.
I mean, for Liquid as well, you got to feel bad about the fashion they lost that map.
Yes.
Nats did everything in his absolute power to try and get them that win. He even went 5-0 first kill, first death, which is mad for his role. And that's the thing, Kakuka, because, you know, losing a map is not the end or be all, but losing when you're 12-7 up into OT, I don't know how they're going to bounce back from this, but they have to, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. So we need not only those first kills, but actually applying behind them. I think that is where the mental diff is coming a little bit, and is that even in those situations, there's always a plan from NRG.
also they won both pistols.
Yes,
Yeah.
and not only
Both
that,
pistols.
last time that NRG played on this map, Navi, it was against Navi, Navi won both pistols. They still won. It was the retakes, the consistency of how they learned and approached the map. They do not care. They don't need the pistols. They just don't need them.
Yeah, absolutely. But to bring up another point as well, I think one of the advantages NRG had in map 1 is that no one really plays that Harbor Viper comp on Haven in EMEA. So I doubt that Liquid had that many teams to practice against. The way that that comp plays the Flood retakes on defense and is so proactive is a lot different than the more normal comps on the map. And I think it makes playing the Breach comps a lot more difficult. That's not going to be the case here on Ascent, where both teams play a pretty standard comp.
Yeah, but I think that they also had the time. On the other side, they also had the time to be here, not play through groups, and actually prac against the teams that maybe they run the competition. I think that is something that I would prioritize, being like, hey, this is going to be in the tournament, it's not in my region, and he pracs against that.
Yeah, we spoke a little bit about Som as well. You know, he is the only person on that stage that is yet to win a title. We actually caught up with him a little bit earlier, and he told us what he is looking to achieve here in Tokyo.
So when we last played Fnatic, we weren't that confident, and not to discredit anything to them, they hit all their shots and they individually played fantastic, and we didn't. So getting this win against DRX definitely boosted our confidence a lot, especially in the fashion of a 2-0. So yeah, going forward, super confident even with the backs against the wall. Yeah, so Pro was actually pretty close. I think we were down at half. I think we were down 8-4, I believe. But we knew if we won pistol or if we got one sick round or a momentum round that we would be able to carry it on and make it close, or even win, and which we did.
Sam, so desperately wanting to try to get that ult online. Well, now he's going to be dead. Crunchies, however, holding it down from hell. 3 quick kills.
Regardless of what step or stage we're at, I'm super confident in myself and my team. I don't think I'm necessarily trying to keep up. I think I'm confident in myself and know what I'm capable of to the point where I know I can keep up. The only thing I guess that is in my head is that I want to get that title. Everyone else on the team has that title, and I think it's time for me to get mine.
That's our streamer, Mimi. That's our streamer.
That he is. I think Sam has shown so much maturity on this team. What he's saying there, that it's like, we just need that one round, that one catalyst to get back in, winning a pistol round, anything like that to build back into these victories is really, I think, what makes NRG so good. You look back to the beginning of the year at Lock and that Icebox game where they were getting rolled, come back, win it. This team is so consistent at winning these games where they look down and out, because I think their mentality honestly is that, hey, we get that one round, that one catalyst, and Finesse can call us a game to recover.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke a lot about Emil as well, how he matches up to Chet, but let's actually hear from the man himself. He is standing by with Doug right now ahead of map 2.
Thank you so much into Emil, a closely contested map. What was it that led to that map getting away from you, and what's your focus heading into map 2?
I think a lot of micro situations kind of went their way, but a lot of advantages we should have just won. They're really good at these small situations, just like going one side, coming behind, just doing a bunch of plays that just works. So for us, it's just going to be make sure that we have advantage when we know we need to secure rounds, that we actually secure the rounds.
Best of luck to you in map 2. Back to you, Sue.
Thank you very much, Doug. But this is the thing, Kakuka, like he said, it was just down to the small things, but you cannot let NRG have any sort of advantage.
The problem is that there's 2 mistakes that you can make in this game. 2 types of mistakes. The mistakes that you make on your own and the mistakes that the other team forces you to make. Now, if you fall and have a lot of the first category, that gets into your head because you honestly feel that it's on you. It's not like you're, you know, but also we have an NRG that is capitalizing on that. They see those moments, they see those spaces, and they just work with it.
Yeah, and as we can see in the Prime Gaming Agent Select with Ascent, Mimi, we don't have a lot to work with, but Nat's back on the Cypher instead of Killjoy.
Yeah, some of the EMEA teams have been playing this variant, and I think it looks good for Liquid. Nats is really comfortable in that role. On the attacking side, he can be a lot more proactive than that Killjoy in finding these lurk timings, in working late in mid, and getting himself entrenched to punish rotators.
Yeah, I'm also looking at crashes on the other side. I think that his utility usage on this map and on previous maps has been so clean. There's definitely something to look out for. Going back to the Nats point, the variety of trapwires that we're going to be seeing there in this map. Obviously, on the attack is not going to be that noticeable, but on the defense, some people are going to think about how that mid control is going to be working and how he's going to be working on sites as well. Well, we're in for a treat for the attack. He's going to be repeating that he did in EMEA. Come on to control mid and then just using a couple of cages to retrieve and use as a smoke, which is something that Cypher gives you on attack that Killjoy could never.
I'm looking at a lot of the same things that we did on Haven. How can NRG shut down Liquid's mid control? Will Nats be able to get involved, get proactive in these lurks to help Liquid close out these late rounds? Because the late rounds, the mid rounding, that's where they fell apart on Haven.
Yeah, and the good news for if you're a Liquid fan is that this is Liquid's map pick for a reason. They have historically been insane on this map, and with the new roster as well, Kakuka, they have also been consistently good. They beat Fnatic here in that grand final.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very exciting grand final, but I think that it also adds up to the part that there is a lot of footage. I think that we heard Ched talking about, we knew how they were going to do it. We knew when we had to stop them. If they had that read on Haven, they can have it on Ascent. And not only that, just because this is Team Liquid's map pick, they get to start on the defense. They were able to come back from an 8-4 half twice now already in the competition. If now they have the upper hand, I am only scared that Liquid is not able to bounce back on the defense, or to go to that defense with a maybe 9-3, 10-2 score and not being able to bounce back or have the space to even think about it.
But to be able to do that, I think the two things to focus on, first of all, the mental. Team Liquid won in EMEA. They were the #1 seed coming in. I think that has to add an extra pressure to you, even if you're not the team who is expected to come out and be the best placing EMEA team. And at the verge of elimination, this is where they just have to focus up, lean back on that experience and rally versus NRG. And I think the second thing as well for this squad is being a lot cleaner with these advantage situations. They let so many 5v4s slip away. NRG is one of these teams that will find that gap, will find that play to get back into rounds. So making sure that they're very clean to keep their trading up in these late rounds is going to be super important.
Yeah, and this is also, I feel like, the Finesse comfort zone. He preaches about how he's not going to let any team to get the best of him twice. He's not going to lose to them again. Of course, the last time he faced Redgar and Nats at Masters Berlin, he got absolutely owned. It was a 3-0. I think that's been living in his mind in a while, because for ages, Optic, Envy, NRG now, they made every international event, whereas Redgar and Nats on Gambit, they missed out on everything. So this is actually the only opportunity Kakuka Finesse has even had to get his revenge.
Yeah, exactly. For Team Liquid, for Redgar and Nats specifically, it's about the redemption from not even making it last year and all of the things that happened on top of that. But for Finesse, he already said it. We do not lose against the same team twice. Of course, this is a different situation because Liquid is very different to what it was back in the day. Same goes for Gambit. So I think it's very different.
But on the other side, I think it's less the history that's important for the guys on the Team Liquid side of the stage, and it's more so what's happened recently.
Yep.
Like you were saying, that rough 2022, going to Lock-in, losing in the first round, being honestly the biggest disappointment of that event, to then rallying in EMEA, ending up winning, making an incredible run in playoffs, making it to Tokyo. And now it's a question of how far can they go? Can they continue to break that narrative that got built up early in this year?
Yeah, I hope they do indeed. I just want to let you guys at home know that we are fixing a minor issue on stage right now. We should be back into game soon. But yes, Kakuka.
I see smiles on the stage, so I think that it's nothing serious. If they see smiles, that means that they won't have to wait long.
We're chilling. But do you know what? We're chilling so much that we're actually going to go into game. I fixed it, y'all. I'll take the credit for that one. But
chilling.
Achilles on Paperthin, take it away.
Thank you very much. Yes, we are now ready to go into this second map. A big rally back necessary for Team Liquid again. You know, so very close to closing out NRG's map pick of Haven, having that comfortable little bit of leeway for themselves. Now it's do or die. They need to get these next two maps if they want to remain in this tournament as the #1 seed from EMEA. Otherwise, NRG could just be able to potentially steal this all away from them.
Yeah, and I really like what the desk was talking about here with the way that NRG kind of has a lot of information on the way that Team Liquid likes to play these maps, and particularly Ascent. Now, Team Liquid hasn't played Ascent yet at Masters, but previously they have played it quite a bit in EMEA, besting Fnatic in overtime on this map. So it is going to be Team Liquid starting out on the attacker side, NRG going to be on the defender side. But NRG, when they played this against Na'Vi, they were devastating on their attacker side. So NRG really keep their eyes out on how well they've adjusted since that Na'Vi game on this defender's half where they were 6-6.
Okay. One shot connecting there onto Sam. Whittling away at him. He's safe, just peeking across, not going to be seeing anything. Now, turrets set up on the B site might lend them to expect that Finesse is going to have all of his utils situated on A.
And this looks like kind of like a market crunch being set up here by NRG. They're expecting a push. If they give up this space, you know, you can paranoia, throw Victor's utility in here, and really make things difficult. You have some shock darts as well for Crashies. The pings are coming out, but Team Liquid, I think, senses potentially something's amiss here with all this free space and all that Killjoy utility. A lot of times in this area to kind of keep track of things not there. Instead, it's going to be Finesse on the Killjoy over onto A, playing with that deep generator position for this plant.
Yeah, they're still picking out onto B, but now that that knife goes through and they don't find anybody suppressed, they get the sense that, yeah, it's going to be that A hit, especially as the util comes flying. Finesse just going to be tucked away here. Satin Hell, couple shots flying. Seeing if he can catch anything at all. So safe going to be flashed out. Finesse now pushing out of Hell, managing to find one. Still somehow staying alive. 18 HP remaining. Safe now going to be taken down. Nats and Soulcats, however, fight back, but they're running out of time. Spike down on the floor, and they need to get it planted. 10 seconds remaining. Nats and Soulcats left standing versus Sam and Crashies, who's now approaching through the door. Nats with a fantastic headshot. Allows them to try to go for the replant, but now he's got to stick to it, and he cannot draw it down fast enough. Crashies will clutch it out. It's the Red Bull clutch for them to kick things off with a pistol round win.
The delaying here so good for NRG. And Team Liquid does kind of assess the situation correctly, but they can never get into a comfortable spot to get this plant down. NRG recognizing the clock, recognizing the situation. And even though, yeah, it's a 1-for-1 there initially, still gives them the opportunity to come through and finish the job. So a huge start here, the first pistol win for NRG. Couldn't pick up either of them. I think the desk was talking about that doesn't seem to bother NRG sometimes. They're a team that kind of defies the odds when it comes to those pistol rounds.
They lost both of them on the first map. As Artis darted, has to back off. Just tuck back in over towards Pizza. Dash running out. Doesn't want to play in this position any longer. It's going to be a bit too risky for him.
See how they want to try to get in towards this B site. Now you've got Finesse shifted over here to play contact off the turret. Deeper nanos and alarm bot kind of hamper that early access to the B site around that corner. Kind of try to punish potentially the entry of Safe here. Smoke's going to come out though for now.
Turret dealt with. Finesse just going to go for some blind spray, see if he can get a straight connection there. Nothing found, as Crashies very, very right to be wary about markets. You can see Nat's pushing himself up into that position. But we'll just go ahead and just get this double stack tucked away in Boathouse for now. Recon out over the top, not spotting anything. Artis swinging through, but yep, Smoke comes across. They get the reveal. Safe having the dash. They somehow avoid getting tagged down. Even managing to find Victor. Finds Artis as well. This lurker mid, absolutely monstrous. Tries to send out the ult, however, and Sam cuts it short. Man advantage still here. They're going to go pushing in, but again, they do not have time on their side. They've got to drop out of heaven, try to get this plane coming down, and Safe is going to be caught as he tries to make his way over, and Sam will just mow them down, one after the other. A 4K for him to go ahead and keep NRG afloat. 2-0 now on the start.
Well, I got to say the highlight of that round for me is Nats. The way that he got himself tucked in to the back of Pizza there. I mean, he found the perfect timing. Artis had just been watching it, shifted over towards the alley, towards B, and then he waited for two players to cross. Victor as well had just moved across there, and then Nat steps out and gets two. Gives Team Liquid at least some kind of opportunity, but again, it's so late in the round. All it takes is one player there to keep that plant from being able to go down, because you have to press for that plant, and Sam can just line him up.
Just running out of time in these first two rounds, I guess I could say, for Liquid. Let's see if they decide to up the tempo or if they can get themselves into a plant position a little bit faster. For now, it's just going to be the market door broken down by Safe. So wary in case somebody does go for a bit of an off-tempo push to that smoke. Artis now going to be noted. Screams down, dashes out, doesn't want to take any chances.
And now, again, Finesse moving over to the other side, to the A side. That's the push. A little bit towards B. Nats just checking the corner there with his cam. See if anybody's hiding in that cubby. Trying to use those shorter range guns. A lot of teams like to try to catch you off guard. Some of those cheeky angles. Seeing if they can get you. Sam's just going to hold here with his Bulldog.
Still has the paranoia.
Yep, exactly.
Sends it, catches on the 2. Safe gets out in front of it. And oh, the reveal right before that, Cage blooms. Sam spotting red guard, takes him down. Defensive smoke's now going to be taken away from them. Scratchies will get flushed out of boats. Safe burning the dash, but now man advantage is here. The plant coming down, this time with 20 seconds to spare. Better timing for the side of Team Liquid as they look to get themselves on the board. Victor is well going to fall.
I don't know if they're comfortable with this. That's such an early plant, you know?
One enemy remaining.
On this point, Artis, yep. Nothing much else that can be done, even with Nats and Yumpy tagged up. Nowhere near worth trying to go for it. We'll just back away and allow Team Liquid to get themselves to the board here in the 3rd round.
Yeah, just a good, solid entry here. Soulcast winning a big duel against Crashies in boats, and that's round over, basically. Of course, Artis able to hang on to that Vandal, playing very patient with it. And good little attack here from Team Liquid, only losing 1 along the way as well. Very, very important. Good to see them really being diligent, checking some of those corners, checking those angles. Yeah, Sam, sure, gets the 1 there off the contact out of the door at B, but other than that, everything very well handled here by Team Liquid. Let's see if now they can keep things together, run some rounds across NRG, who's pretty solid overall on this defender's side. Of course, they're only 3 rounds in, so can't write a ton home about that. Nats is barely winning that duel with 5 HP, but it seems to be Nats' day here today. 7 kills already.
All right, looking like the Nats of old. Des talking about things like Masters Berlin, Gambit, yada, yada, yada. I mean, Nats is back in that form right now.
Yes. It's just crazy how smart he is. I mean, just the way that he reads and anticipates movements. It's the 6th sense that he has. Always just been so impressed by it.
Thrown over the top and oh, safe. I don't know if that was just a blind spray. Either way, gets the kill. Finesse going to be taken down nice and early. As the drone counted out from Crashies, just spotting him, but no one in any sort of position to try to do anything about it. And even if he had the Hunter's Fury, I think it would be a bit too much of a risk, a bit of an overcommitment to try to go for it. Gonna go on the opposite side of the map. We'll find Sam as he goes swinging out of a main. Victor trades it back, but still the advantage. Found his save. Oh, Artis just trying to get some information, try to figure something out here for his squad, but it ends up costing him his life. Wallbang headshot through. Now it's all on Crashies and Victor to see if they can do anything. The 2v4. Dart going out, looking for the ping reveal, and Safe just will get counter spammed out, but already put Victor down to 3.
Spike planted.
Lose that on 1 weapon, the push in, off the back of the flash. Crashies doing well to find the kill, but Soulcast just responds. How many wallbangs, how many blind shots in this round from Liquid? Absolute insanity. And with that, Victor says, nah, I'm good.
We've had enough of this round. That is at least 3. Unbelievable. I mean,
Nasty
Safe
stuff.
got 2. Jeez, man. That's just one of those rounds where you just got to kind of shrug it off as NRG and just say, okay, well, they had the read on us. You know, I think that first one on the Finesse was just an anticipation of someone potentially being underneath that Owl drone. It's more like a safety clear of that spot, right? The Owl drone's not going to look at it anyway. Let's make sure that nothing's there. That one on the Artis was pretty nasty. Of course, a follow-up a little bit easier with Crashies kind of already revealing his presence, but...
Oh, no, okay, he got into the smoke just in time to be able to actually spot the shoulder. And then, yeah, we'll get a nice little zoom in.
The head? Oh, he saw the head of... Oh, my God, he saw the head.
A pixel out of place. Gorgeous stuff. A much needed one here from the side of Team Liquid to tie it up at 2-2 and force a timeout out of NRG nice and early.
I think reassessing how they want to play this defense, this really kind of slow, methodical pace that Liquid brings to these rounds, really taking their time. And it looked great early, pistol in the follow-up, but since then, Team Liquid has really had a lot of control over this map, getting a lot of good spots. The hyper-awareness right now of Team Liquid. They don't want to go out yet. They want to go to split for sure.
Well, we'll see what Chet looks to put into play here as we get ready to go into this next round. Whether or not it's going to be good enough for NRG to potentially steal a round away. Saw a couple near thrifties there on Haven, so perhaps it can happen again. Pressure mounting, and somebody's got to catch up the Nats here for NRG. You need to be able to have somebody to try to match him. That being said, though, obviously not too concerned. Given the run back that we saw from NRG, there's still plenty to be played out. This is their side selection. So we want to see them put up some really firm numbers here on this defending half. Flash up over the top, just looking to get himself situated up onto the wall. As Victor wants to get himself out of wine, yeah. Suppressing 3, plenty of information, lets him know that he does not want to be playing all on his lonesome over there. Plays back into the side proper, but 4-member stack from the side of NRG. A decent read that this is going to be the side that gets attacked.
Yeah, and with Finesse's turret over at B main, to kind of keep track of that, he hasn't had much presence or attention there yet. So they're able to keep their feet planted here at A. Nats hasn't pushed far enough forward to cause any distraction towards that side. Smokes are out. Sam here gonna be ready with a counter smoke of his own as Team Liquid thought about setting up for the attempt. But of course, you know, there's still plenty of time on the clock, so no reason to rush things. The numbers at the top middle of your screen haven't turned red yet, so you don't need to plant, like, you know.
Okay, they're gonna try to just audio bait, but NRG, they just start drifting back towards the A site. So they're reading it well. But with their limited firepower, can they still come out on top of this one? Victor and Sam there with those rifles. We'll see what they can get done for Agent Suppressed this time coming across. Sam gets a headshot there. Save gonna be taken down, but Soulcast finds 2. Finds a 3rd on the back end as Crashies will also fall. And that leaves just Finesse now joining over here on this side of the map. It does get noted. We should have a very good idea that he is just going to be approaching from heaven. Rifle is recovered. How does he pilot this? It was so very clutch for them, dragging them across the line. Multiple rounds on Haven. TP going to be used, and a bit of a bait there, perhaps. Draws his attention towards Hell. Soulcast swings from main. A 4K from him on the KO to allow TL to take the lead. 3 rounds consecutively now racked up.
I really like that TP from Redgar. It completely bamboozles Finesse there. He has no idea what's going on, where that's going to go. It's a good attempt here. I mean, you know, NRG has a pretty good read on this round. They do a lot of damage. But once again, the heavier firepower for Team Liquid prevails. But it's the gun rounds that were problematic for Team Liquid on Haven. Not able to convert a lot of those. Had a tough time converting off of their first kills as well. So let's see with Artis. Op in hand finally. Round 6. Good delay here from Team Liquid to keep that very powerful gun away from a very powerful player for as long as possible.
It's going to look to relocate here. Get tucked away over by Short. As Redgar goes a bit of a jiggle, and okay, Victor barely missing out on having the headshot.
Looks to be a attempt to push through towards B. Comes the no command.
No command rolling across. Victor just looking to shut them down on this approach as Artis looking for the peek, whiffs the shot, safe, stays alive, backs out. And now they turn their sights over towards A. Artis just around the corner. Cyber Cage goes up, looking for a timing shot. He nearly gets it. Yumpy, lucky to be alive. They push in, the plant now getting ready to come through. 40 seconds remaining as all of NRG get into position for this retake. Nats still on alert, crucially over in mid. I have to keep our eyes trained on him again. It's a bit delayed, cannot find the shot. Safe stays alive, and Victor finds one. Safe, however, now. Getting one, gets Finesse. Victor finds a second. Keeps them in with the advantage. That's around the corner. Sam getting a decent read of this one. Now goes for the push and gets the headshot. Pop flash out. Soulcast finding one, sees the drop down, looks for it, puts some damage on the Artist, but cannot confirm the kill. And with 3 members left standing, the AWP on the floor, that's going to get scooped up, and that's going to be NRG now taking us back to a tied upset at 3-3.
Yeah, phenomenal patience here, catching a couple players of Team Liquid out in the open from heaven onto the site. Sam, so aware of Nats.
A crucial kill. Doesn't get that, it could absolutely fall apart.
That is probably the biggest part of this round here for NRG. And that's just what you love to see from Sam, who's just been terrific all year long for NRG. What a pickup he is. Now you've got dueling Hunters, Furies. Of course, Crashies doesn't really need to hang on to it for a lockdown as there's no Killjoy on the side of Team Liquid. Let's see what they want to do off of this. Early check for information on both sides. Redguard just kind of jump peeking, just seeing if anyone's going to come out of the main doors. Instead, it's just a smoke in response from NRG. Still Artis with that op, but I was going to also say, I think Artis dropping down out of heaven when he switched out of the op to a rifle there kind of broke Soulcast.
Artis knew. He saw the cage going up over the tops and knew that that push was going to be coming through inevitably, so just held the angle, finds the kill. Artis Fury across and Victor in the corner! What a tap to get the third, and Sam will find the finisher! Victor eventually taken down, but with the damage dealt, I don't think he's going to be bothered about it at all. He's got plenty of cash in the bank.
That was clean. That is super clean with that Phantom from Victor.
Take a look back at it. This last,
yeah. Just
quick
gorgeous.
Adjustments. I don't know how he does it. Something about a horseshoe and all that stuff. Whatever.
What?
It's an interview reference.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. Sometimes he just gets lucky with it, but that was just pure skill.
The 4-leaf clover effect, I suppose.
Speaking of 4, NRG now back in the lead.
Lucky rabbit's foot. Whatever it takes, right? Well, now you've got a bit of a heavier stack towards this B side. It's kind of just shifting back to, well, actually, now that I say that, Artis has gone all the way back over to A with no contact. They'd rather be a little bit more cautious toward this A side as you've got a lot of the extra Killjoy utility to be over at to B, but no real presence shown here from either side towards mid. It's just been completely abandoned by either team's thought process, but there's still a lot of time in the round, so I don't expect necessarily that this is a full commit from Team Liquid. We'll see. Bladestorm force safe. Guardians back it up. Yeah, he's going in.
Dash forward, swinging around. Sees the turret. Will get cleared out by his teammates. Bang is looking to still have to try to break open this side. Jump up over the top. Looks for it. It's going to be Redguard claiming finesse. Finds it with a headshot there on the Guardian. Crashing, swinging out from both house. Does get taken down by Yumpy there with the shorty, but the rest of NRG are now flooding forward. Victor finding one before getting taken down, and now it's just Soulcast and Yumpy. Low HP versus an Artist with 11 health. Knives are in hand. The plant coming down. He's looking for him, but he makes noise on that jump.
Spike planted.
12 seconds to spare. Head is spotted, but Yumpy gets that bullet to connect to tie us up again at 4-4. These teams seemingly inseparable here on Ascent.
This is just a really good timing hit here from Team Liquid. Kind of pushing a little bit faster than we're used to with them on their attacker side, and a phenomenal 0 point here from Soulcast into boats that catches the 2 players back there, nullifies that Killjoy utility temporarily, and gives them the information that there are 2 back in that area of the site. Make it a little bit easier for them to get in there and clear that space. So really well handled by Team Liquid. A good response and a kind of a response here from NRG, knowing that that orb had been contested early, a little bit of push outs from the side of Team Liquid. So they're going to use that fragment, try to keep them at bay a little bit, keep some pressure, put Artis back in here towards that short position. Nats once again sitting behind the wall. 2 coming into, but there's backup here for Artis.
The swing getting ready to come in. They're not going to flash for it. Thought maybe he was going to have the collide. Dashes out. Victor goes to the counter swing, finding another. Nats will be able to put the op down on the ground, but still it's a monstrous trade up here for NRG. Double approach. Victor right up in front, turns into the smoke and says, "Hi, Redguard, how you doing?" Nat's now pushing up. Just win out the fight against Crashies. Sends the ult, wants to still try to win this one out, but Vanessa's gonna be noted, but Nat still somehow wins the fight. Vandal headshot working wonders, and Yumpy gets the timing, catching him on the cross. The spike now being shipped back over, no, all the way through the spawn, says I've got just enough time to continue this rotate.
30 seconds left.
Both players tagged up, some full armor. Paranoia still in hand, could very well make this work for himself. Just waiting, but now he's going to be noted. The cam's still set up. Nat's ever so ratty. TP back up, just waiting for, checking A site to see if he can hear that plant coming through. Excuse me, words evading me. Now he knows it's all about this B side.
This is unbelievably difficult. Nat's just gonna wait around the corner here. Yampi can play off contact.
2 shock darts even available, but Yampi will just find the timing, swinging out. Sam's trying to creep his way down the ramp. And Liquid will take a lead, 5-4. 3 more rounds to be played out in a half.
And this is such a good start to this round for NRG. The way that they're kind of anticipating this pressure down catwalk. You know, Artis is there, almost gets the collab. I thought he had it on that first shot, but still, he's able to get out. Victor able to step in, back him up, keep him alive, but then it's just Nats, just doing Nats things. I mean, just finding that unbelievable timing on that repeak to get that second kill. He's just...
He's different today.
He's different today, yes. Oh my God.
Okay, suppression out, safe swing on the corner. Does take a shot from the Sheriff there, but still wins the fight. Crashes with a great headshot, finds one. One's a little bit more. Got the spot, and Artis is actually the one to take down safe. Crashes will be finished off by that shock dart, but I don't think you're going to be too bothered if you're here on NRG trying to win out in this thrifty round. Gun now recovered. Artis swinging, but he's not ready for Yampi to be tucked into the corner, so does end up losing out on that one. That's going to be Liquid regaining a man advantage.
Great anticipation there from Yampi, expecting that angle to be taken. Goes wide, finds a great one. Now you've got Nat, Yampi watching. Sam trying to find a lurk here, but it is fully accounted for by Redguard.
Keeping him honest, forcing him back, 45 health. How much can Victor get done here? Darkness check close. No one spotted the drone as well. Now leading the way, just spamming in. Does get that hit there on the Nats. He's actually going to go ahead and use the ultimate. Victor feeling very confident in their ability to close this out. But that hurts their odds. Nats finishes off some. Swing out. Guardian shots going a bit wide, and attention is pulled away. Nats will be able to close out. And that is now 6 rounds locked in for Team Liquid here on the attacking half.
I'm not too sure there. Victor feeling confident with the Guardian to pull that no command in that moment. Just a little bit, I think, over ambitious. I think they maybe thought they could get away with another counter lurk from Sam, but Nats is just way too smart, way too good.
You're going to melt just like
right away. Tries to push down the
sandwich.
stairs, and Nats able to get to safety and wait for the backup from Yampi to finish the job onto Victor. And let's see here. This is looking potentially pacey.
Yeah, I mean, they're all no command right off the rip. Turret going to be cleared out as it's deactivated. And all of NRG trying to flip their way back over to the site where Vanessa is going to get flushed out.
That's the lockdown gone.
Yeah, taken out of the equation. Can hold on to it for the final round of the half, but for now, see if NRG can scrape anything back into this one. As the drone gets cleared, doesn't find the tag. Hunter's Fury now going to be let loose, just looking to shut them down on this reapproach as Nats finds 2 more kills. Crashies.
He's got to
save. Sprinting, yeah. Trying to get the hell out of Dodge. Just tuck into the corner here by B Lobby, but nothing more to be done. 4 members strong, carrying over the weapons. The bank is already just bursting at the seams here for Liquid anyway. So even if they lose out on a couple extra weapons, aside from Crashies getting charged towards the Hunter's Fury, it's not going to bother Liquid too much.
Exactly. I mean, this is just a beautiful kind of read of the situation here from Redguard and Team Liquid. Knowing that the lockdown is kind of the powerful ult in hand, you can nullify that Killjoy utility on the beat with your own null command. Just get in there, take him out, and that's basically round over. They try to flood back into the site, just completely thwarted by Team Liquid. And now looking to potentially go 8-4.
Again. We'll see if that is going to be the scoreline at the end of it all. As for now, I mean, Nat's still way out in front. The IGL's on either side this time. The one's bringing up the rear. Vanessa just has been in a position to get as much impact as we saw from him there on Haven. Understandable given that it is his stomping grounds. Dart not spotting too much of anything safe. Trying to push off the back of the drone. Avoids the shock dart, but They don't get any connections, so he doesn't really want to go blindly through this smoke. Cyber Cage up. Spam still coming through. The spike gets planted, and they just go on the offensive. Everybody rushing forward. Drone, they know that Crashies is stuck here into the corner. The dash forward, the right click goes out. Safe. Not finding anything there. Nat's going to be taken down. Artist with the Guardian in hand. Us finding Yampi. A 2v3, now a 1v3s. It's just Redgar all on his lonesome. Throws down the smoke. No util to speak of, just the teleports. No paranoia. See if he can get it done. Here's the footsteps. Knows that there's going to be two near boats. Suspects that there's going to be another near the front. Gets the headshot. Swaps over, but cannot line up. Artists. They will get in onto the spike. Get the defuse, and that is going to be NRG, bringing this to a 7-5 half.
Good stuff here from NRG, changing up from the previous round, just playing full retake. And Team Liquid tries to get ahead of that. They try to push base towards spawn to kind of just seal the deal here, to really knock the feed out from underneath them. But Victor with a brilliant flash knows that his teammates is getting pushed there. He's able to come through big once again for them. Redgar trying to do everything he can, but not to be that round. So a pretty good half here for Team Liquid on their attacker side. But again, NRG previously on their attacker side was very, very good against Na'Vi.
Well, we'll see what happens, but first we'll throw over to the desk to go ahead and break down the action from that first half.
Thank you very much, Achilles and Paperthin, and there was a lot of action from that first half. In fact, let's take a look at the Verizon high-speed moment of the match. It goes to Victor, but Mimi, I think it's really important to watch the lead-up to Victor's kills as well.
Yeah, I think this game honestly started with NRG having some really good ideas on how to counter out Nats in mid. In this round, they wait for him to throw. His cages are ready in a position to punish, and then right into this A hit, and a Victor on this off angle who goes absolutely massive to win this one out. That was the first part of this half, right? I thought NRG was actually going to take control on the defense, but after this, TL found their groove, and similar to their last series versus EG, some of the success they found actually turned out to be in these faster hits, in simplifying and allowing their individuals to thrive in these late rounds.
Yeah, like for example, the round where they used the no command, actually not overcooking that much. I think that they were kind of expecting NRG to just have a different plan against them. I think that Victor was perfect on that regard, not only on that clip, but I think he was one of the reasons why Team Liquid was not being able to find success on that A side. The B hits were completely different, but now we're heading into the second half, and things are going to get dicey because are we sure the 5 is enough on the defense after getting pistol?
It's not a great defensive sided half, particularly for NRG. They really tend to struggle on this attacking side on this map. However, they have had games where they can rally it back, even when they have a rough start like this.
Yeah, and for me, Nats had a great attacking half, and this is the half where he's supposed to be even better as well. So I don't know how NRG have to deal with him, but they need to if they want to close this out 2-0. Paperthin and Achilles, let's see if they can.
Already gave us a huge unexpected run back on that first map. Perhaps they can do it again, but it does have to begin with the pistol, which they're able to take. But as the desk was saying, being able to pick up 5 after having side selection, not the greatest when you do start off with that 2-0. Liquid certainly have that momentum, that wind in their sails. NRG have shown that they have what it takes to steal it away, but can they do it again?
Yeah, it's just been such a great kind of second half of the first half from Team Liquid, where they kind of changed their tempo, got a little bit more aggressive a little bit earlier in the rounds. That really helped them get into the sites a little bit cleaner, kind of just prevent the retakes from being as easy. Gonna just detect the Sova over there for Crashy.
Oh my
God.
Look at this stack up here. 3 in the tree. Redgar finding the first blood. Artist gonna be taken down. Entry power limited, safe. Finding one, dashes to the flank, gets the instant headshot to put Victor on the floor. Spots another Beck on site, and they know exactly where the last member is. The dart goes in just a little bit too far to get the connection here on the Som. Yampi holding another one again. Not getting anything. What wins the Frenzy or the Classic? It's going to be the Frenzy this time around. As Yampi was just getting ready to run circles on him, and Liquid will take the pistol and now move up to 8.
Well, it's just, again, Team Liquid having a pretty good idea of what's going to be coming from the side of NRG. And they're just ready for it. I thought NRG might pull back after, seeing and hearing at least 3 different players from Team Liquid in tree. Instead, they try to re-aggress and to fight into it, and Safe is more than happy to take that on. finding 2 huge kills, spike down, and essentially round over at that point. So only one sheriff to be found here for NRG. It's in Artis's hands. Sam gonna get up top and try to spray towards this door, see if he can catch a little bit of damage. A flash gonna back Soulcast off. Space being taken, Artis taking damage though.
Yeah, I mean, it gets them some access to main. They can grab the orb, but they just have to back away as Artis gets knocked down to 65. Looks like it's just gonna be that full send to rotate here towards B. Nat's the only one in the site, obviously does have the cam set up over top of the entryway out of main. Yampi not too far away either. Recon at the ready. Shock dart. So Recon goes in first, gets cleared. Hasn't drawn the rotations yet though from Liquid. Looks like they want a little bit more to fully believe that this is going to be the approach.
Right here.
The 0 point going out, that might just be enough. Yampi, oh, pushing up, trying to get in front of that Nano Swarm, maybe catch a timing, but instead catches a bullet. Gets eliminated. Nats as well displaced. NRG now with the man advantage. They try to turn the tides of this one to win out the eco round. Going in, sprayed through. Oh, Finesse just dancing around at the bullets. Landing at his feet. Victor gets the right-click kill on the save. With the Spectre in hand, versus 2. Seems like NRG might just be able to turn this one completely on its head. The suppression in. 2 members so very low. Taking a bit of damage. There's one found. Looking for the other. The kills are going to be coming through. Now it's all on Soulcast. Finesse. Victor down to a sliver on either of them. They're looking for a high-low double stack. But he's able to isolate it! And Soulcast will save the round to go ahead and take the follow-up and close out the anti-eco. But credit to NRG, well, where it is due, because that was so much closer than I'm sure even Liquid could have anticipated.
He reads that at the end so darn well, Achilleos. He's just checking space, checking boats, checking box, and then he's like, okay, I'm pretty sure they're going to be around the corner, and this very well could be a double stack. It's double stack. It's like he just reads this, and then it's just boom, boom. Re-peeks it. Yampi's so happy there. Yampi pushed through that smoke a little bit early on the entry from NRG and paid the price, and then Nats has that one-way set up in the back alley, but isn't able to convert off of it, and it looks like it's going to be NRG's round for sure, but a lot of damage done along the way.
Yes.
And enough that it just takes a couple bullets from that Bulldog for Soulcast to finish it off. But yeah, like you're talking about now, the buy is much, much weaker than you'd like for Team Liquid coming up against these full rifles of NRG and Ares, a Bucky. Just got to be real careful here. As NRG, you got to be anticipating some kind of sneaky trap plays with those shotguns.
Redgar was holding over at main. Turns his sights towards short instead. Just re-smoking it. As we see the triple creep down. Walking up Cat. Redgar just waiting patiently. Do they fall for it? Do they come right into his trap? Paranoia across. Still just waiting patiently. Pushing. Sees that tailwind, and Artis able to avoid getting clipped. And goes ahead and takes him down. Safe as well. Fallen. This is looking damn clean here for the side of NRG. Just something that they very much need here. Trying to get that economy rolling. That's instantly dinked. Finesse will finish him off. Now it's all on the Ares from Yampi to see if he can do some damage to stop this from being a flawless. But the answer is no. Artis will just go ahead, peek the corner, confirm the flawless, and get them their first round victory here in the second half.
Good stuff here from the side of NRG. Again, the big kind of danger point in that round was going to be Redgar around that corner, and Artis is able to break his crosshairs. Paranoia as well, back him up. Really well handled there. I was wondering if they were going to try to flash around that corner with Victor. Instead, it's going to be Sam setting it up. Doing a nice job there for NRG. Now an Odin for Yampi. Can be on the other side. Full armors here mostly for NRG. Dart right into the main door here. Allow them access to this orb. Artis looking to continue to push here. You do have this Hunter's Fury to potentially clear some space. See if they note this Cypher cam.
It will be noted, but Nat's getting suppressed, has to pull off of it, so can't try to get a dart on anybody. It's both shocks used here from Crashies, just trying to clear out some util, but As we can see, the tripwire is still standing from Gen to the wall over there. But they're going to start drifting away once again. We'll see if this turns into a B hit or just another shoved down cat.
Just a bit too much going on there. Ooh, finesse. Only takes a little bit of damage. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Could have been worse.
Not quite able to answer any damage back, though. As market door getting shut. Liquid suspecting that this could end up at B, so they want to try to limit those options and really flood energy over towards that A site where there's 3 members of Liquid ready and waiting. Window going to be broken. Crashies starting to press forward. Around the corner, Soulcat's not ready for it. Redguard doesn't manage to reply. Finds the kill, dash out, safe. Trying to stay elusive, but just get worked down to 8 HP. And that's getting the better of them there in that regard. Drop down now into mid. They're going to push their way through market. TP across. Redguard gets himself situated in Boathouse, which should be anticipated. Artist making all the noise in the world, though. Safe. Just tucking away into the corner. Now to the side. Safe is going to be the one to find the kill. Redguard, however, taken down. The site now open with 4 seconds to spare. The plant can come through. It's a 2v3 with Finesse holding forward, but somehow doesn't land a single bullet. 8 HP. Safe wins it out. Now brings it back to a 2v2.
Vanessa done such a good job in this round until that last moment. Let's see if Victor can recover.
Safe. Back in there on the boxes. He'll find some, but then his shoulder shows, and Victor will go ahead and clip him. NRG starting to get some momentum back onto their side. 7-9, a 2-round deficit. Can they get 3 in a row? As Liquid, again, catch as far as the building is concerned, it's not being found.
I just love the way Finesse is just causing so many problems in mid during this round, just making it really hard for Team Liquid to kind of get their feet underneath them to really figure out where this attack is going to be coming, because there's pressure all over the place. And then Finesse gets that big kill over there, switches over, gets another big one onto Redgar. And if he had gotten safe, that would have been a pretty easy cleanup potentially. Now Safe with those blades, looking to maybe go up and over this box. But
and the instant headshot, and he gets it right before the suppression comes in. What a timing found by Safe, but now he is stuck in a bad spot. Manages to drop down somehow onto the site. In the meantime, Yampi finds Victor with a headshot here off the Sheriff. A 2-kill trade up, no one lost the side of Liquid. And that could be guns as well recovered. Yampi now with the Vandal. His 4 members just sat on top of the spike. Ye shall not claim this, they say. They deny it. What a beautiful setup. As it now starts feeling hopeless for NRG. The Thrifty all but confirmed.
oh, that's so beautiful from Team Liquid. That is just, I mean, the big brain stuff has been back and forth throughout the day.
Timing though. Hello. Finesse.
Oh, please.
Playing it out quietly. Okay, does decide to strike, finds one. Can that be the start of the snowball effect they need to get this back under control?
Good Nats, though.
They're looking for it. The lockdown coming through. Nats looking for the timing. Gets a 2-tap. Looks for a little bit more. He does it again. Runs out of bullets, but he's got plenty of time to go for the reload. And Yuppie will note some to clean him up. It is a Thrifty and a catastrophic one at that. The lockdown wasted in the end as Liquid will re-stretch it by 3.
As soon as that lockdown came into play, Nats was moving right into that corner. He knew right away. And then the beautiful hold here to just prevent the TP. It doesn't even work. And then Nats just reads this perfectly. NRG can't believe he's there that fast.
That might be one of the most perfect rounds that we have seen in the tournament so far. Liquid just playing every single moment of that to absolute perfection. Safe. That minor timing, that millisecond that he had to get the headshot across on the Artist before getting suppressed. Matt's getting himself in a position to shut down not just the lockdown, but 2 players on top of it, as well as the TP spike pickup denial. Absolute gorgeous round from Liquid.
And as expected, neither of these teams is really crumbling under the pressure here today. I mean, Team Liquid got, you know, just absolutely ran back on, right? Like, it looked like it was Team Liquid's map onto Haven. Then they got just slaughtered on that second half and then right into OT. And there's clearly, it has not affected their mental. I mean, clearly they're still fully engaged, reading every situation perfectly. This is exactly what you wanted out of these two teams. Just two historic Valorant teams showing us why that they are perennial contenders at all of these events, time and time again, coming through with just beautiful stuff. And now, after a timeout, NRG needs to dial up something special. A lot of ults to work with here. No command, Hunter's Fury, Blade Storm for Artis if he so needs to dig into the back pocket there, but probably just going to save that potentially for another round. Now, Safe sliding up into the smoke, just seeing if anybody's going to come through from Psalms, but nobody from the side of NRG is really keen trying to do that. I think just trying to keep a little bit of information away from the side of Team Liquid here to start.
It didn't really have an early contest over a main, so uncertain if this is going to be occupied or not. Drone not sent to check wine. As the 0 point goes out, catches out onto 2. Victor and Artis noted. Finesse now rotating through the spawn, looking to join in with the rest of the team as Victor just wants to try to get a deep knife to check market. It's back over to main.
I like what NRG does here because they get two important pieces of an execute identified there. You know, knowing that hit them, they're going to just try to double fake here, get back in.
Mid for nade. Dart over the top, not going to be getting the reveal. Now the Hunter's Fury going to be let loose here. Crashy's looking for a target. Push around the corner. Artis does find Redgar. The drop down and Soulcast eliminated it. Safe arrives. Playing over by Door. Spots one, spots a second, gets a third! A quick 3K now knowing that Artis is in the back of sight. Dashes over. 4 bullets, goes for the reload. Updrafts, gets himself wrapped around. Just trying to stay alive. Knows that there's going to be one in switch. Breaks down the door. Yumpy does get the kill. It's a double approach. Updrafting up over the top, looking for him, playing it as a scout. Yumpy will be able to get a second kill in the round as the defuse comes through. Team Liquid now getting to 11.
What looked like an absolutely beautiful entry here for NRG is thwarted by Safe, who's just out here in the middle as everybody else is dealing with other problems. Finesse tries to swing him on his own. Victor's a little late, and Safe just reads it. Right around the corner at Jen. Completely prepared for it. A little kiss to the teammates there, a little love shown. And Redgar bigging him up, giving him a high five. A little bit of a pause here.
It was bound to happen eventually.
Yeah, of the panty and Hypoc nature.
With you and I here, it was bound to happen. But it's all good.
We had our fair share, yeah.
A quick little cleanup on whatever the issue is, and then we can get back into this game. I'm sure Liquid going to be chomping at the bit. NRG probably, you know, even though obviously can't discuss with the coach, probably kind of happy to have a little bit of a breather here, rather than this constant assault that is happening. Liquid just looking so very clutch in these last 2 rounds.
Yeah, it's just awesome to see the resilience here from Liquid. The way that they're really able to keep their heads in the game. Going to be thinking about into that next round. Artis does have the Blade Storm for, you know, if they want to cut a little bit of funds. Victor's sitting on quite a bit of cash though for NRG, so they might be able to spread this out pretty decently, get at least a couple rifles in there as well. And Liquid just, what can you say? I mean, the rounds have been either just them reading them like a book or just playing them to perfection, you know, reading kind of the technical situation so well, how the ults are going to be played, how to counter them. Or in this round, just heroic plays from players like Safe, from players like Nats. We've seen today just absolutely just pop off for Team Liquid.
Well, see there, Sam, fans in the audience showing support. And as the fist bumps come through, that means we are getting underway once again. Now, worth noting, it was 12-7 when NRG was able to run it back on Haven.
What are you trying to imply here, Achilles?
Can lightning strike twice in the same place, in the same fashion? Let's give the momentum scene here. It seems unlikely. Liquid looking to just maintain full control. I mean, 100 Spirit to deny plants. Nats as well with his ult. Nade's going to be let loose. NRG looking to just kind of up the pace a bit here, given that they are on a very light buy. Jump up. Artis, however, starting things off nicely. Gets that kill, but then Safe trades it back. Reveal out onto 1. Nats finds Crashies off the back of the reveal. The 100 Fury is still going to be invested. They definitely want to close out this round. Vanessa is now going to be left all on his lonesome. Finds one, looks to pick up a weapon, but Soulcast will eventually be able to line him up, and that is going to be Liquid getting to 12 once again.
Yeah, just everybody doing a great job here. Even though Artis is able to find one, Safe is so dialed in right now. Just quickly responds there through the window. The spot from Nats using his utility. You know, you had the trap wire placed from Gen to the wall. You had the Cypher cam up on the right-hand side from attacker's point of view. He's able to get that spot, get that kill. Everybody doing all the right things at the right time, and Team Liquid quick to react off that fast hit from NRG. And now NRG has to string 5 in a row just to put us into overtime. Of course, we know it's possible because we've lived it, but unbelievably challenging regardless. Trapwire is going to get the spot onto Artis here.
Does not clear that out.
This is tough.
No knives pulled, and Safe does that. Spots one in Market. Redguard in the meantime takes down Psalm, and a lurk over Tree. He's trying to get in behind them, backstab the players of Liquid who'd be rotating over to the B site, but now it's all come tumbling down. You don't have your smokes, your paranoia. This becomes that much more difficult to pilot. And now just to really add insult to injury. The ult across, updraft in, Safe. Desperately wanting to get Victor's, the ping comes through. Sends out the 0 point, trying to take the blades out of his hands, but Safe still able to play elusive. Keeps them. As Redguard looks to challenge against Artis. Thinking about Tempo pushing on the smoke, he does so and gets the headshot. Brings it back to a 4v4. Spike getting brought over into A. Nats watching on his camera. Spotted their feet, makes the call. The rotations begin. They're wary. They know that they're here in this position, that they're going to be pushed up and looking to intercept, and Crashies does just that. Safe now gone, the window broken to get themselves up into heaven. They know that they need them. Try to spot Nats, but he manages to find 2 before getting taken out. Brings us back into a 2v2. Artis spotted. Oh, Nade down, he's updrafted, jumped up over the opposite side. Double approach now through Tree. Artis looking for the tempo, switch up, looking to catch him off guard. Finds him, the counter swing in, Yumpy finds the kill, and it's gonna be a Sova battle to potentially end the map. Crashy swings, gets the headshot. And he shows his superiority, at least here in this round, to keep NRG in this game.
At the beginning of this round, I think Safe kind of left Redgar out to dry just a little bit. He still had another updraft with this Blade Storm. After dodging that 0 point, Redgar steps in, gets killed by Artis. There's no response from Safe. Maybe just didn't feel comfortable. Maybe he was afraid there'd be too many players on the other side. Towards Pizza, towards Market. He had rotated over to cover an entry towards B. Redgar was on an island, got punished. That allowed the open space for NRG to shift over. Now, gonna use that knife to make sure that they can get the ult orb, get the lockdown invested into this round. And Yampi not gonna hide in boats. He's gonna retreat to the safety of Nats. Safe hands from him. Sam gonna TP over to the side. A spot through onto Sam, but looks like NRG should be able to get this plant down.
And lockdown avoided, but it's only Sam inside of the site. Crashies now gonna join him as the smokes start to dissipate. 2 into the site, 2 at main, 1 at Lumber. He's just trying to hold the pings coming down. Nade goes in, buys some more time. Drone up over the top, not spotting Finesse. Paranoia does clip in onto him, and Redgar, suspicious of it, flushes him out. Pop flash sent through the smoke. They look to turn away. Nats finding 1. Shots coming through. Victor down to 9 HP. Gonna be finished off by Soulcast. Crashies only able to find 1. It's he and Sam. Now just Sam, and Sam is dead. The cleanup comes through. Liquid get the defuse, and they are going to be extending this series. They will not go quietly into the night. They will take us to a 3rd and final map.
Diligent is the word I would use to describe Team Liquid here. Just brilliant on this retake, checking all the corners, checking all those sneaky spots that NRG likes to hide in. We saw it on the attacker side where Team Liquid paid some attention to that cubby where Finesse was hiding in this round. And once again, they're very, very aware of it, using the Owl to check their right-hand side. Redgar checks left, doing a ton of damage there to Victor, sitting in B main, able to clean him out, and then just finish the job. Really great stuff here on this second half again.
What a response from Team Liquid. They take down NRG on Ascent and take us to a map 3. I'm your host, Yingsu, and I'm back here with Mimi and Kakuka. We talked about their mental and how they were going to bounce back. Mimi, it didn't even look like that they lost map 1 in the fashion that they did by the performance we saw here on Ascent.
No, it really started with a great attacking side from Team Liquid, getting themselves that 7-5 advantage, and the conversion in the second half was great as well. I think in particular, the highlight of that one was the way that they were playing the retakes, but really what it started with was this crazy eco round that they managed to win. They get the opportunity to knock that spike down, and then have the heads-up play to block that Omen ult to grab it. It was just fantastic from Liquid.
Yeah, exactly. This is a performance that we expected to see here in the international stage, because in EMEA it was a constant. Team Liquid won 31% of their ecos. That is a massive number, you know, accounting that they lost many matches, so it's not like they were winning all of them. No, it's the ability to convert those rounds that, you know, you're not feeling comfortable, not having all of your util, definitely not having all those tier 1 weapons. The fact that you can convert those into actual rounds for themselves definitely swift the stakes for you.
It was really good out of them, and for NRG, I think they actually did a good job in the second half of balancing the mid round and finding those lighter sites in the late rounds, getting themselves in these advantageous positions. But the thing is, Liquid is so good in these late rounds, in these 2vx scenarios, particularly when it was safe and Nats or Soulcast and safe, something along those lines, at closing out those situations, at finding the plan in these very, very tight late round situations to reclaim that advantage and close out these rounds.
Yeah, and also the way that they were NRG were seeing the retakes is something that they did not want to see on the other side, right? It's not that we have to plant the spike. We need to make sure that this is not going to be a 5v5, a 4v4. We need to have that advantage, and we need to gather extra space before we plant the spike so we can make it comfortable, because Liquid was succeeding time and time again in those situations.
I'm glad you mentioned Soulcast, by the way. I feel like he's kind of a little bit underrated, and
he's so good on KO.
He also makes their pistol rounds, so you know, kind of explains how good they are at
so
pistols
he got
right
3
now.
out of 4 today.
But Nats, on the other hand, we set him up as one of the players that does show up time and time again in these situations. And Mimi, we are seeing a prime Nats on the server today.
I think there's like 2 Nats that you have to talk about. The first is just Nats as a raw individual, as the guy who is closing out these late rounds, who is finding these massive multi-frags to keep Liquid in games, and also the guy who just has perfect utility usage on the defensive side. In particular, the way that he anchors A and can stay alive backside for so long to allow his teammates to flood in and support him is excellent. NRG is a team that actually has really good executes on this map, but they were consistently getting shut down by this guy's utility. You can see there, the double cages, I think, are what's so important, because his teammates can just run out Helephant and help him.
The thing is that with Nats, we have seen this stuff before. Like, it's something that he has been doing so many times, but changing things from round to round and actually not allowing the enemy to adapt or to read onto that. And I wish that we would have had some more of his camps so we could acknowledge and feel what it feels to be Nats and running around the sides like you own the place. You know exactly where the kitchen and the living room are.
I mean, on the other side, Finesse, 0 lockdowns used on the first half. We didn't see a single one. 2 in the second half, but almost too little too late. But we do have a third map to go into here as well, Mimi, and it's going to be split.
This is going to be such a cool one, because it is a very direct stylistic clash in the way that these 2 teams play the map. NRG has adopted the America's meta of this double duelist, double controller composition that a lot of teams have been picking up, and they're really good at it. Artis and Victor are fantastic individually, and I think while you don't have the same util as those double initiator comps, Finesse still calls so well in the mid round with it. And on the other side, Team Liquid play the kind of older composition with the Cypher in the mix, but they're also incredible at that one.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, we have already seen these teams play this map. For the case of NRG, we saw them against Foot, so they have already had the taste of what EMEA is like in this map. On the other side, we also saw Liquid with their very, very conservative composition going up against EDG, having some crazy mid rounds that we were seeing from EDG on that matchup, and going up against that double duelist. They lost that map, so of course it's not the better prospect for them.
Yeah, it is. And in this map, I think for Team Liquid, I'm again looking at Nats and what value he can provide. And on the other side, for NRG, how can they shut him down? I thought on their attacking side, they weren't able to break the tripwires, break the cameras quite enough in their mid-round to build a mask where they were ending. Normally against the Killjoy setup, it's pretty much the same util every round. It's really formulaic to shut that down. Here on Split against the Cypher, you really have to take your time and be particular about denying Liquid information.
Yeah, you can see it here in the Prime Gaming Agents. So like everything that you guys talked about, spot on. Kakuka, of course, NRG, they look so good with that double duelist comp against Na'Vi.
It's beautiful, and on the attack, the way that Victor and Artist complement each other and just follow up on each other's actions is so beautiful to see. So I am also looking at Solkas on this one, because we know that the Sage is something that, you know, is out of fashion, let's say, for this map lately. So he needs to find the value. He needs to combo a lot with what they were doing with Yumpy and him onto A.
It will force NRG to slow down, not just the Cypher, but the slow orbs, the wall from that Sage as well. And what's going to be really cool about this match is both these teams start on their stronger side. 61% win rate on attack for NRG, 51 on the defensive side for the side of Liquid. This is where they are both strong, and it's going to be cool to see these comps clash.
Well, this is the third and final map, and the one that's going to decide which team is going to be going home and which will be advancing to the lower bracket semi-finals tomorrow. Let's send it back to your casters, Achilles and Paperthin.
Thank you very much. Yeah, all the pressure in the world resting on the shoulders of both of these teams. TL keeping themselves in this one, now looking to close it out on Split. NRG, can they rally back? They were able to do so on Haven. They drop a cent. Let's see what happens now with this double duelist.
Hey, what better map to go for map 3, right? Split. Only bangers on Split. That's all we can hope for here.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be that way, but this first half should be pretty telling, and I like the way that the desk is setting this up because it is a NRG who's disgusting at their attacker side. If you look at 4 of the last 5 times they played it, 10-2 on an attacker side versus Na'Vi, 11-1 versus Evil Geniuses, 7-5 versus Evil Geniuses, 9-3 versus Loud. And then they lost to Evil Geniuses in a rematch on this map, where they only went 4-8. But certainly if NRG can do some damage here, set the tempo, maybe they can carry that over. Really going to be keeping my eyes on Sam and the way that they're going to utilize this Astra. Those stars often really indicative of how teams want to attack on this map, and you can see 2 stars out and a full presence from Team Liquid to respond.
Quick turn for the flash, and instant dash out of save, but still managing to find one as the distraction swing comes in from Redgar. 2 members left standing now on the side of NRG. Spike gonna be grabbed up by Sam. Finesse also arrives, but made a bit of a splash there. Save having built up yet another dash, uses it, but then runs out of bullets as he swung out wide. Still though, put Sam and Finesse down to 75. Just swap out, grab another ghost, and start drifting their way over towards this A site through the sewer where Nats is ready and waiting. No.
He's pushing past.
Okay.
But that's okay, they're not going there.
They start drifting back into mid.
FNS loves these double pumps.
This could end up being good for them. Redgar, the lone player right now on this B site, and he's down to 44 health. You get him cleanly, you should be able to potentially isolate the other 2 players as some, 1v1s or a 2-on-1.
30 seconds left.
Finesse avoiding showing his head until right then. Redgar gets him. Now turns his back, expecting the pressure coming in from Garage. Sam does manage to find it, now in a position where he just might be able to clutch this one up, but needs to be clean with it. Where they didn't have the split approach before, this time TL, they're the ones who are splitting. Be up in heaven. Nats getting ready to swing the corner from Garage. The flash going his way. He's trying to wait from it, but then Nats takes the timing, gets the kill, and Liquid will get themselves another pistol win.
Yeah, I love this from Team Liquid. The way that they read this setup towards mid, read these double stars, are able to avoid significant damage. I mean, they take pretty decent amount of damage, but it isn't catastrophic from the gravity well. And then the swing out there, expecting the pressure from NRG at the beginning of the round, but then the flash to set up Nats at the end there from Yumpy. Great patience once again here from Team Liquid. Wonderful coordination. I love that angle Redgar took as well. Really difficult for NRG to do anything about it unless they expect it. And, FNS there just sticking his head out enough to give Redgar the information and the ability to react to get that first kill. Even though Sam recovers, it's still just such a difficult setup with Nats lurking so early in that round, pushing so much space so fast. Just gives Team Liquid all the ability to read the map, to rotate to where they need to go.
Smoke out in the mid, NRG looking like they want to try to play off of this one as Crashies gets ready for a potential pop flash through. Does send it. Yappy is sent sprinting back, sucked away over towards stairs. Clear out of the trap wire. Meanwhile, Nats taking a hell of a lot of damage. Re-swings, stabilizes for one, but cannot get the other. Flash out, the frenzy spray goes. Yappy falls. Safe now tucked in to this Nebula to push out, but he's not ready for Crashies to be right up in front of him. Redcar now not ready for finesse. Soulcast arrives. It's a bloodbath, but one that NRG can absolutely win. Weapon not recovered, Victor. Wrapping around towards stairs, that will get him a rifle in hand. Grabbing up that Vandal. Now the question is, does he find the timing? Because Soulcast is out in the open. His way forward, he finds it, and NRG flipped the script here in the second round, winning out.
This is just absolutely messy. A lot of 1v1s being taken here by Team Liquid, and that gives NRG the ability to trade off of them. Nats re-peeking here with that gun advantage, just so much confidence, but he isn't really able to convert. Nerdy taking a lot of damage, and then Safe not expecting that close angle coming out of the smoke.
What
Just do it, that's right.
Well, they did. And now it's going to be mostly Sheriffs and a Ghost here for the side of Liquid, as they look to replicate that success and get a Thrifty of their own. Yappy just sitting within the Nebula for now, taking a couple blind shots through. Here's at least 2 weapons, so knows there's going to be some hefty presence here in mid. Safe was on the rope previously. Does he think about going for it again? If they can flash him in, it could be quite opportunistic for them. There it is, Victor. They're looking to hold the line. They will find Artis at the end of it all. A little bit of damage onto Victor, but still does come away with another elimination for himself as the nade pushes them back.
Got the heal though. Can recover this rifle for Team Liquid. So honestly, this isn't too bad. Still keeping themselves in this. Gonna leave Finesse on alert in sewers here as the rest of NRG moves over to the site to set up for the plant. Pushing spaces, Sam towards spawn. Right on his heels is Victor. Sam, big one coming, and Soulcast gets the better of him.
He can't stabilize the Bulldog game fast enough to be able to find the elimination. Soulcast gets the headshot, but Victor now finds himself with a 3rd elimination. Safe spotted, the Seekers cleared out. 2v3, now 1. There's Nats. Swings around to the back alley, but the ping is coming down. Seems like NRG have a very good sense of where he's going to be positioned. As Victor and Crashies both watch the angle.
Surely, there's just not enough time at this point. Just maybe looking for an exit frag. Not going to happen.
Some damage is what he was looking for, but instead it's just going to be death. 4 kills for Victor and a monstrous round here on the raises. NRG will move up 2-1, but now we swing back into a buy round for the side of Team Liquid to see if they can bring us to a tied-up scoreline, as they have been doing pretty much throughout this entire series so far.
Yeah, some decent ideas here from Team Liquid. You know, catching Artis out with that utility, like you said, setting up for that flash very nicely to clean him out. Getting a gun upgrade at least. And Soulcast winning a big battle there on the back of site, but Victor quick to react, quick to really bail out his teammate. To flash here towards the top of ramp. Trailblazer as well. But this is just kind of all information gathering for NRG. No real lean in towards any executes. They're fanned out all over the place. Just gonna spam down the wall into mid. Star towards Mail, potentially here for NRG to use to take some space. A lot of it being given up by the side of Team Liquid. It's just Soulcast on that Sage, watching from one side, Nats' trap on the other. And they're playing really towards anti-execute here onto these sites to just really prevent NRG from really gaining any steam.
Well, Safe is starting to go on a bit of a walkabout. So I'm tucked into the corner there on the astral form. Safe just continues to press up. Redguard having to send a smoke real quick. Safe continuing the swing, finds one. That's going to be a spike noted as well. So not making any noise as he cuts his way across. Slow out, and Crashy's head spotted. Soulcast doesn't whip the shot. Finds the kill. Now they have to try to get Sam back in with them. And as the trap wire gets cleared, Becomes a bit more evident that it's going to be A, and Yumpy just shuts down that double blast pack entry. Cam set up, finesse noted, tagged. Has to pull back, has to remove it. But time is dwindling. Yumpy pushing forward, put some damage down onto him, but now they know, yeah, that they just cannot possibly get themselves onto site. They just have to go ahead and call off the attack. The time will dwindle down. Liquid will get themselves tied up at 2-2 once more. Decent damage still. 2 weapons going to be carried over, but obviously cash in the bank here for the side of NRG, so not going to be too softened up going into this next round.
Yeah, I mean, Team Liquid just being really diligent at the edges of the map here, giving up that space. Soulcast doing a great job playing his life there, up from Male, up towards having a B there. Really making it difficult for NRG to get that crunch set up. That allows that B main space to be taken by Safe to get that important kill to get the spike down. And then they know there's not much presence at A. And of course, with the trap wires there, inside of ropes, they're able to really confirm where the movements are going to be. This fast hit, though, shut right down by Yumpy.
It's double stacked, and Yumpy finds the kill. Another play noted. I mean, Artist just sitting here existing with this dart in his chest. Dahl goes across. He would love an opportunity to finally remove this, but they need to gain some form of control. He finally will be able to go ahead and rip it out. Now they're fairly stuck.
Everyone is here from Liquid.
I mean, they just have to kind of pour their way through this one, but they're just going to get shut down. Clean here from the side of TL, establishing such a firm hold over A. And Sam, once again, this time in his own spawn rather than in the vents, just has to sit back and hold on to this weapon.
There's not much he can do. Hold on to that Cosmic Divide for next time. As he is just going to plant his feet, and just a great reaction here from Team Liquid. I mean, Yumpy just, with a Bulldog even, able to kind of anticipate, or at least react, I should say. That's probably a better way to turn it. Turns that flash, and Safe is there with him. And again, all hands on deck for Team Liquid to just crunch on top of NRG. And like you were talking about, not able to remove that dart.
We're still in the same round, by the way.
Oh, are you sure? I mean,
just letting you know, roll the replay now. Why not?
Yeah.
So much time to burn because it was just over in the blink of an eye.
10 seconds left.
NRG trying to up that pace, but it's brought down to a screeching halt. And hey, there you go. Round's over. What do we do now, though? We don't have a replay.
Yeah, I'm not.
Roll it again.
Now it's just us. I don't know.
Shots of the players, perhaps.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, maybe a little audience shots. There you go. Nice.
Well, that's going to be as well for some further delay before we get back into the action. A timeout called by NRG. Again, just feeling this pressure very early on. Chet wanting to reestablish some semblance of control.
Yeah, and now you've got some big ultimates on both sides. NRG, that showstopper. Some kind of fast hit here. A lot of teams, you know, when they have that showstopper, well, I guess we live in the realm of the Pacific. So when you have a showstopper, that generally means just blast pack, GG, go, you know, just fly in there. Seen that so many times from Jing, but let's see, I think NRG maybe might be a little slower. I think they're going to be a little bit more methodical. They're going to spread out with some of their Astra stars.
I mean, let's see what they decide to do, but Artist is going in with his attack operator. Gonna try to find a pick over here at A. You can see Yumpy just playing back. Whether or not he anticipates the op, it's hard to say, but definitely anticipating some form of presence. So doesn't even want to peek the ramp.
Well, and Liquid here, you know, NRG's expecting either Liquid's gonna try to get ahead of the showstopper or play behind it. And now you're kind of getting the sense, you would think, that they're playing behind it. But if you actually look at where Safe is positioned, Redgar's kind of baiting for him over onto B. We'll see if that comes into play. as it looks like now they're going to drift in more towards these stars that they have at mid. Spike's still in Ramen, hasn't moved. Slow orb here just to buy a little bit of time for Team Liquid. The wall now invested as well, as they want nothing to do with this showstopper. It's in fact going to be towards ropes now for Victor. He might be able to cut off these Seekers. They're not going to get too much info off of this.
Just one still flying through. He'll eventually clear it. Still though, no closer to the site quite just yet. 30 seconds remaining. Trap wire just at the top of the rope. Flash goes in the check towards Rampant. It actually did connect over on a finesse for a bit of an audio cue. Showstopper now drawn out. So just back away from the corners. Victor just gonna send it, hoping for a Hail Mary connection. Nade as well to check back sight. Wizard Orb comes down, Yampi pushing forward, finds Crashies. Victor trades it back. Blast back out to try to slow any approach down. As the res will come in, Soulcast dragging Yampi right back into the round. Finesse pulls away. Artist with a peek into heaven, finds safe, drops down, gets himself tucked away over towards main. Just waiting for another target. And now this becomes so very difficult if you're Liquid to try to push your way back into this site. Flash is not available, now it's just gonna be dead. Victor completely shuts down the screen's approach. Edgar is still trying to get himself in from that angle, and Victor will find yet another 4K, his second one here in the first 6 rounds of this map. This man is fired up on the raise, and he helps NRG tie the score at 3-3.
Yeah, I really like the way that Team Liquid is starting this round off, being really patient, making sure they can get that res off safely. They don't take any damage from the showstopper. The Cosmic Divide and the showstopper, sure, it gives them the ability to get into that plant, but then Team Liquid has a full 5-man for the retake. However, it's so well handled with the crossfires from NRG and Artist hitting a big op shot, and then Victor with yet another 4K, 9 kills, 8 of them in 2 different rounds. And he's been super impactful on that raise. And some stability found here now for NRG after dropping 2 in a row. And they can continue to kind of keep these edges under pressure. Both of the wide angles being covered right now by Victor on one side, Artist on the other. That double duelist composition that NRG loves to lean into. Really able to keep control of those flanks, make sure that someone like Nats isn't going to be doing what he did in the pistol round and coming at you from an unexpected angle. Now once again, we're going to hear the dog coming, going to be cleared. No presence towards those 2 players, and Sewers noted off of that. They hid themselves. It's safe, going to try to go for a potential peek, but here's that dog and says, nah, we don't want to reveal this presence of this operator just yet.
Backs off, cleared by Yampi. The op now getting ready for the swing, and Artist whips the shot. He had the peak advantage, is holding the line, and it's safe with the short. He takes down Finesse. Victor jumping in over the top as the trap wire is cleared.
30 seconds left.
Just tucked away. Red guard TPing up top. Himself safe. 5 members strong though, as they will go ahead, use the neural theft, and identify all 3 player locations on the side of NRG. The second ping goes across. Crashy's now trying to reposition, get himself into an unsuspected spot. Just up against the wall here alongside that Nebula, and he's waiting this out patiently. Oh dear, he sees 2, potentially even the 3rd, rips the first shot, safe swings the corner, finds another one. Bladestorm going to be pulled out, but he gets taken down in midair. The hold to half, the punch with a shorty, and Som will get 3 of his own to regain the lead.
Unbelievable, the spam from NRG gives them 2 huge kills. Even with that neural theft, Yampi's going over there to clear out Som. It just never happens. Yampi goes all the way through Ramen towards B main to clear out Som, and Som's having none of it. And then even after that early kind of fumble from Artist at the beginning against Safe, should have the opportunity there, holding the angle, should have the advantage. Not able to get it. Safe able to get a double out of it, and yet still NRG recovers. This is what makes them so scary. The reactions that they have, the way that they position themselves is so good.
An incredible run back in the round, and yeah, Liquid immediately wanting to pump the brakes. Again, neither of these teams have been wanting to allow, I mean, this goes without saying, but wanting to allow the other team to be able to break away from them. They have been neck and neck, you know, at the beginning of these maps. And Liquid, they want to bring this to a 4-4 half. But a Fantastic turnaround from Victor Som. Crashy's just playing it out to absolute perfection. Showing that discipline, knowing that he could get more. Yeah, it was a little bit whippy, but it still was enough to catch him off guard to really scramble Liquid on that retake.
Exactly. It's just so fun to watch these two teams. I mean, so many good ideas and so many little micro plays like the coaches were talking about in their kind of between map interviews that really kind of make or break some of these rounds. And it looked like it might have been NRG who was going to be on the wrong side of one of those that time with the safe double. But instead, it's them swinging the round. Now safe out early with this op. Som's going to throw up a smoke there, but quickly dissipates it. Som's still in that corner. He's been there a couple times now. And now he's kind of got a potentially rough exit. Safe might be able to punish this.
I mean, it would be a really bold push-up to try to swing that corner, especially just given the form that Som has been in so far here in this map. He's still inching up, though. Som setting the trap, patiently waiting and hoping that Safe is going to take the bait.
They're kind of reading something that worked for Team Liquid previously when they got aggressive out of B main like that. So they're anticipating it.
Hawk through from Crashies. Just gets an audio cue out onto the site. Still a good deal of ambiguity as far as where somebody could be positioned off that. Trapwire set up as well. Made up over the top, blast back, enter the cages, come through, Safe. Finally finds him, Som swinging out, ends up getting taken down, Safe down. Though needs to book it across the side of the map to try to help reinforce his team. Victor finding two, Soulcast Nats now gonna be taken down. As Victor keeps their hopes alive, the showstopper as well in the back pocket, should he think it's necessary, but I don't think it will be. Yampi now gone, and with an operator in hand, you have to just run away. Team Liquid have to concede the round and allow for NRG to get a 2-round stretch lead.
And NRG here able to avoid the trap wires of Nats is a big part of the reason they're able to get through. You know, Mimi was talking about this on the desk, that they were having a tough time on Ascent dealing with some of Nats' utility. And here now they just avoid it. They just completely just go right down towards screens, just bypassing all of those wires. There was one to the cubby on the left, there was one on the right from the front of the site over towards that back wall. And instead, Victor just pushes right in towards screens, and it pays off. And that's huge for NRG. And even though they lose Som on the backside in the middle of all of this, they're taking complete control of the back of the site. Okay, Safe is gonna get
parting gift.
Yeah, parting gift there, yeah.
One additional kill found for himself. Pass the weapon on, operator back in his hands, but yeah, I mean, Victor has just continued to be absolutely monstrous. 12, 4, and 3 right now on the raise. Double the next person's kill count here on his team. He's very much the lobby leader. But what a, just disjointed economic situation right now for the side of Liquid. An operator in the company of a Bucky.
That's the counter of the Viper's Pit, I made. Of course, you're going to hold Mail, but the Viper's Pit as well in play for Finesse. And shotguns can be really useful in helping deal with that really powerful Viper ultimate. Now another crunch coming through towards mid as Safe has once again gotten really aggressive with this operator, trying to hold the angle. But the utility here from Crashies should be able to identify it. Now he has to pop a dash.
Yep, up trapped over the top, gets himself in there. Showstopper in the meantime at the ready. Victor looking for a target. His artist has already taken down Redgar here on the site. Showstopper sent up. Not going to find anything. They tuck away in the middle, keep themselves safe, but this long rotate here from Finesse. Nats tap the camera right now. May just be able to see him, but it's not going to happen. He's just swinging through, pressing past screens. Made out to Alley to go ahead and delay. Buys that much more time for Finesse's backstab to find even more impact.
See, Liquid does not want to commit this operator. Oh, Yampi
gets the shutdown on a 1. The high-low stack, though, in back sight could prove to be difficult. Artist, though, not even going to wait for that one. Just swings out, challenges the fight, finds one. Som holds the line. Nats will get taken down, and Soulcast with a Bucky. Can he get the kill? Yes, he can. Takes down Finesse, swaps over to the operator, and goes ahead and gets the hell out of there. But round win still goes the way of NRG. Now it's 6 with this double duelist composition. And Team Liquid Likely starting to sweat.
Oh, and you gotta love the way Finesse plays this round and the way that they buy time for him to really make that long lurk happen. Team Liquid has that safety valve there up from heaven to make sure that the operator's recovered. But it's just, of course, with the weaker weapons, a really difficult ask. And NRG very aware of the situation, not giving Safe any opportunities with that operator. No kills in that round from him. And now the money going to be heavily invested here for the side of Liquid. Even a Guardian going to be found. A judge for Artis with that Blade Storm.
Again, looking for that op setup, but Nebula comes through. Yeah, Artis rushing forward, just following the Trailblazer. Eventually we'll be able to get that one. Takes quite a bit of damage to the wall, but it's okay. Crashies can patch up those boo-boos.
Just give it a little kiss.
Yep. And now the pace where it was
or you can
getting ready to get out of hand.
Be like my dad, just tell me to walk it off, rub some dirt on it.
Rub some dirt on it,
yeah.
Everything coming to a screeching halt because of the ambiguity here. Seeker's going to be used. Yampi wanting to know exactly where they're at. Safe. Oh, surely not. Just about be a death sentence. Flash at the ready, goes up the wall, and he tries to get the shot. Instead of just backpedaling through it, but Artis finds that kill in the end. B site opened up, but this is going to be the attack coming over towards A, where right now it is only Soulcast waiting. He hears the noise. Nade not going deep enough to hit him. Boombot clears out onto the site. TP across, and no, they're gonna double back. They're starting to work their way back through, over towards B, and as you were putting out, yeah, Nats trying to get the catch in mid, but he just cannot win out the fight. He ends up falling, as does Yampi. No way to interrupt the plant, no way for Soulcast to get anything done. Sam catches him completely off guard, and NRG are looking to lock in 7. Redgar will find 1. He's gonna try to go ahead and grab a weapon, but hello, it's Finesse on a rope.
If Team Liquid had been able to stabilize just a little bit after NRG shifted back again, so they start out a little bit towards B, Artis sells a brilliant fake along with this Cosmic Divide, then they go over to A, they don't like what they see there, and they shift back in. Redgar had TP'd into sewers in the middle of all of this and had a really good pivot position, but the rest of his team crumbled around him and is only able to find 1. So NRG just continuing to have phenomenal rounds. Viper's Pit still for Finesse. He never used his lockdown in the first half of Ascent.
Yeah.
So, you know, ultimates are just kind of a...
This is a suggestion.
Yeah, exactly.
There if you feel like you need it.
You don't have to hit the ultimate button.
If we can get a nice little foothold on one of these sites, you can be damn sure that we're going to be seeing that, if not in this round, then the next one. Just make it really unassailable. Soulcast just slow creeping down. Melly's good for 2. What in the hell? Now Safe pushes out. Flash deep into Ramen. Not sure if they get the confirmation, but either way, the spike is going to be dropped and it's going to be walled off. Some having to break through, and Soulcast finds a 3rd. Now looking for the 4th, and he has it. Absolutely gorgeous W Key gaming from Soulcast to turn the pace around. Liquid take the round 4-7. See if they can make this a 5th, but it's just clean.
Nasty. Absolutely phenomenal from Soulcast. A much needed breath of fresh air here for Team Liquid, as that had been 5 rounds in a row for NRG. And now you can stabilize. Last round and a half. Big question for me.
Oh my God, Artis!
Even with the aim punch.
Yeah, just quick hit. Safe taken down. Granted, Rez is available for Soulcast, but they need to open up so much space to try to get him back into the mix. Now it's going to be taking a little bit of damage there from the paint shells as Victor goes rushing forward. Flashes are flying. He's trying to leap his way back around the side, and Nats is already taken out. Finesse getting that kill. And Sam wants to try to cover this Rez, it would seem. Pit now invested. 3v4. Sam tucked away. Redgar TP's into the smoke, and Sam, he's aware of it. Pings it out, but he doesn't want to push in. He doesn't want to play this aggressively. He wants Redgar to come to him. And he does just that. Moves his way out, quickly dealt with. Safe. They only know the real location of one player here. Sam notes Soulcast there for just a brief little moment. Now Safe going to be spotted, and Finesse cleans up a third off the back of the pit. NRG closing out the half, 8-4 in the lead.
So all things being considered, if you were to say that this is both teams' better side of their map, certainly NRG comes out ahead in that affair. And a big part of it is Victor. Finesse finally able to get that Viper's Pit down. Artist with a phenomenal shot to open up this round. Sure, he's not having the best map, but he came up with a big opener. And then just reading the back line so well is Sam. I got to give Sam a lot of credit. He's doing a great job on the flanks for NRG.
That's the first time for NRG to be in the lead here at the half. We're going to throw back over to Yinsu and the rest of the desk to break down the action here.
Thank you very much, Seth and Paperthin. What a start it is for NRG as well, Bayer. They just look so clean, and you can see why they choose this comp for this attack side.
Yeah, exactly. You can see it time after time. I think the Artist was having a rough start, but it doesn't matter. The evolution of the plan throughout the half was great. We could see it also in the late round, which I think was the most important. In so many bits, they were they were postponing the plan a lot just because they needed to secure, they needed to break some utility. I love this round that we're seeing right now, number 6, right after that timeout, right after that conversation where we see Artists going on the operator and actually an energy that is really capitalizing on the ultimates that they're using to create that pressure onto sites.
Against this NRG composition, there's always going to be that temptation when they're playing these really slow attacking mid-rounds to get aggressive on extremities and try and get information. Whenever Liquid went for rounds like that, NRG's fast reactions to push on the other side were excellent. And with this double duelist comp, they're so good at overwhelming site anchors. Even Nats really couldn't hold up to these hard executes.
Especially on that second round, right after Team Liquid gets the pistol, they just overwhelm Nats on his comfort zone on B. He has his trap wires, he has his camp, and everything gets overruled and overrun by NRG.
And despite this being the defensive side in double duels, this is where NRG are strong. They're really good at re-clearing in the mid-round and playing fast flood retakes with this double duelist. Team Liquid need to figure out how to shut down the pace of these faster executes.
Yeah, not just that. If Team Liquid don't find a way, they will be eliminated from Masters Tokyo as the #1 seed from EMEA. Paperthin and Achilles, I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the second half.
Nor can I, so let's go ahead and get right back down to brass tacks. NRG, lead in their hands. A pistol from here could spell absolute disaster from Liquid. We'll see who is going to be able to draw that first blood as we get ready to go into this one. Goes across the board aside from Soulcast here on TL. Sam just going for a quick little jiggle peek, but will back away.
Sam not really interested in holding this back up to heaven. Trailblazer out here. All the information needed for NRG to make their rotations. Everybody heading in towards the B site now. As you can see, Safe is pushing in towards spawn already.
Default plan, that's gonna force Yumpy back. Oh, okay, still, yeah, will eat a decent amount of damage. Safer on the back, however, only gets a couple taps on the Crashies to get him down to 10 HP, but does not find the elimination. Rengar, saw him TP up here onto the Raptor. Waiting, but his attention's being pulled from either side. He doesn't know which way to look, and now he's got to look over towards heaven as Soulcast gets taken out. That's finding one, but now Redgar fallen. 2 members left standing. Low HP bars on the side of NRG, but it is not low enough. They cannot find anything aside from the 1 kill. With 4 members left standing, NRG will take another pistol round for themselves, and they'll now move up 9-4.
Yeah, heartbreaking here for NRG, but playing delay for that retake, that grenade, just to buy a little bit of extra time to prevent Yampy from getting that spike down quickly. Really gives them kind of the time they need to sort of settle themselves. Safe cleared successfully. That allows them to storm through the site. Everybody doing a good job there, checking all their corners, not falling to any of the kind of unusual positions that Team Liquid tried to set up in that post plant. Now Team Liquid heading in towards A, up the ramp. Oh, that grenade did a ton of damage.
Yeah, I mean, Soulcast had 2. That's probably saying, hey, can you heal me? I'm just like, no, I can't. He actually did, never mind. That's interesting.
I should heal myself, right?
Soulcast, you're top fragging. It's not, so it's fine.
Yeah, I think I would do the same. When you're a Sage, you gotta be selfless. You gotta heal your teammates, right?
Sure.
It's Nats' Sage.
I'm sure if most Sages out there, if you could resurrect yourself, they would do that.
How dare you? How dare you besmirch the Sage players?
Save getting ready. Peek out. Elbow shows for just a moment. Warning shots to send them, drive them back over towards the site. Save trying to watch, but you can tell there's just indecision right now. Liquid trying to figure out what is the best way to try to approach this one. There's not really a good answer to that. And that's will find Som. Finesse gets Nats. That's all on Safe, and he gets taken down in the end. NRG, they reach double digits. 10-4, and Team Liquid, they want to stay in this. They need to start clawing their way back in right now.
No doubt about it, and we talked a lot about how good NRG is on their attacker side of Split, and you saw it. They're not bad at all on their defender side. A lot of times they just straight up don't get to play too many rounds on their defender side because they blow teams out of the water. But
Victor
again,
has a 3.0 KDA, right?
He's doing pretty good. He's having a pretty good map, Achilleos.
That he is.
I'm giving it a pretty high score right now.
Artis looking to go fairly aggro here. Just wants to try to spray down, get rid of the dog. Safe pushes into the cyber cage, will find crashes, but Artis gets one back. Making nice and even. An attempt there at the grab nade combo. Artis gonna be forced to dash as he once again gets darted and chipped away at. Gives up that A main control, at least for the time being, but Liquid's still not feeling comfortable enough to even remotely start pushing forward off of this.
Yeah, but you'll take that exchange as NRG. You're able to keep your rifle. Artis able to survive through all of that. You take Safe out of there. So that entry for the side of Team Liquid is that much more difficult as they begin to make their way in towards mid. Soulcast, who's having a phenomenal map for Team Liquid, gonna lead the way. The reinforcements are here from NRG. Victor right behind Finesse.
Shot goes out, Snake bite the try and delay. Could still double back to A, and with the spike, getting ready to exit to one on that side of the map, it seems like it's going to be the call. Soulcast perhaps just going to be hovering here, trying to sell that this is going to be the approaches. Yeah, the wall will come up. Rotation begins. Artis starting to make his way over, but no. Waits it out, drifts back towards A. Can he find impact? Smoke now coming down. It's too late to try to push out of it from here, and also just gets pinged right there into the shoulder, down to 41 health. Spike planted, 12 seconds to spare. Liquid in control. NRG gonna look to wrest that away from them. Drop down, Nat's ready for it. Gets a punish on the one. It's limited util here for NRG. Try to retake this one, a boom bot to clear an angle. That's about it.
Victor gonna blast back over the trap wire.
But Ready Guard hears this.
Yep.
They are perfectly aware, but Soulcast still losing out of the fight as Victor continues to deliver, but that trap wire comes in clutch, it locks him in place. Nat swings, finds that kill, leaving just Yampi now. Needs to try to find the elimination, gets onto it, it's not held to half, so Artis cannot do anything here. It's a round victory for the side of Team Liquid, but it is not nearly as clean as they would love it to be. No one surviving, no weapons carried over. Yes, they do get Artis in the end with a spike explosion, but there's just a decent amount of cash stacked up here for NRG, so Liquid's still gonna be fighting back with half armor, it would seem.
And the impact that Victor is still having here, but it's that kind of that layered defense that Nats is able to provide, gives them just enough information there to clear him out before that showstopper can maybe stop this map and this match.
3 Bulldogs. The purchases necessitated. How that all went. No opportunity to build up a bank.
Judge for Artis in Mail. Trying to see if he can recreate some of Soulcast's success from Mail there. Flash is going to confirm though. Response is the smoke from Som for NRG. As they, one player on each side watching the flanks. Finesse.
Finesse just coming away with it. Spike was dropped, now picked up. That, I mean, that's your flashes gone. Not just the paranoia to try to work with. Boombot gets cleared, these smokes start to dissipate. Slower out, Victor pulls back, but Artis has just been quietly and patiently waiting, and now he strikes. 2 kills picked up, swap over on the weapon. Nats is hovering around as the poison orb will get dropped. Artis with a quick little dash, keeps himself safe, doesn't take any damage. And then Spike, I mean, it seems like, yeah, the call has to be made that this is unretrievable.
But they're pressing. They're already in sewers. Victor's wants a challenge, and it's not going to work out. Nats just barely able to win that out. 21 HP left for him. But still, this is great stuff here from Artis. It's safe. Does a double take there. He checked that corner first and then pulls away from it instantly, not really kind of reacting to Artis just sitting there in mail with a shotgun. And that gives him two. Artis then so keenly there, pulls back. He comes in, takes a duel with Nats, and then immediately dashes out, realizes he isn't going to get the better of it maybe, and just plays defense, waits for the help from his teammates.
Yeah.
So I want to give Artis a lot of credit in that round. I mean, not just because he has a judge in mail. Anybody, you know, that's not the most difficult thing in the world to pull off, but it's the reaction after that.
Yeah, not overheating.
Yes, exactly.
Just keeping cool, calm, and collected. Very well aware that, you know, yes, they had enough money to buy into that round to still have some great firepower, but anything beyond that would have been pretty punishing to them. So wants to hold on and retain as much as they possibly can. And yeah, I mean, you can see just completely and utterly frazzled are saved in Soulcast on that approach into mail. Well, two weapons held on to here for the side of Team Liquid. Everything else very much weakened up. Full flash connecting. Artis lingering forward. Catches Redgar. Is finesse.
Oh my.
Oh, this could be absolutely disgusting. Up over the top of the box. Finds one. Drops down. Safe. Still within the smoke. Swings out of the back of the Seeker, but it doesn't matter. Finesse is just fast enough to take him out. Also takes the aggressive fight versus Soulcast. Yep. It's a headshot across onto Artis, but Crashy swings around into main to clean it up, and NRG are now at match point, looking to send the #1 EMEA seed home.
And it's Finesse again with a phenomenal multi-kill here. The way he changes position, gets up on top of that box. Nats, as smart as he is, has no idea. The Seekers come out, and Finesse expects the swing out of the smoke. Reacts so nicely to it there. Gets the final kill. Unbelievable stuff here. 15 and 8 for Finesse, having a whale of a map once again for NRG.
He's climbing up the standings with every single round that goes around, and nearly has another pit. So an orb, an early kill, and that's one of these sites completely locked off. And as Liquid, in desperation, call this timeout to see what they can get done, but it would have to be a 7 consecutive round run back to deny this away from NRG, and even then, it's only into overtime. What a miracle it would be, and I would love to see it. But right now, it just feels like the odds, the deck, that they're stacked against Team Liquid.
Think about this, Achilleos. We're about to lose another #1 seed. First, the NA #1 seed went down. Now the EMEA #1 seed potentially about to fall, and that would just leave Paper Rex from Pacific as the last #1 seed standing from our 3 main regions. Of course, EDG. I mean, I can't wait, but it's neither here nor there. Last round, Crashies has the Seekers, and that's sitting on his ultimate. Neural Theft, Artis with the blades. But Artis has been really good these last couple rounds. It's a fast one.
That it is. Trying to change things up. Artis just updrafting so they can avoid any potential spray through that smoke. Cuts back, but Victor shuts down, save that judge. Finding nothing, Nats. Cut down a size. Break in on the wall. Victor sends out the boom bot. Yapi has been spotted. Finesse blinded. Tucks into the corner. Draws out the shorty. It's not going to be good enough, but it does not matter. The rest of NRG, they counteract the aggression. They shut it down. And they will be sending Team Liquid home. NRG will stick alongside EG as the second representative here from America, still in the tournament. And the #1 seed from EMEA will be taking an early trip back, leaving Fnatic all on their lonesome to represent the region.